Yeah, the CIA got me. You're right. Voice and video. Boom. Testing. Okay. Hey Kay, how are you? Alright. There. It's fixed. Finally. Now, all that's left to do is open up Train Simulator and hope the world doesn't implode. I'm good, how are you? I'm good. I've got some Påskmust, traditional Swedish soda, like malt flavored soda, or sure. It sounds a lot better than it tastes a lot better than I'm describing it. I think. It's like flavored of like hops and malt and stuff. It's like kind of beer. It's like a sweet beer. Where is it? Northern Trans Pennine. Diesel locomotives. I love diesel.
Welcome to these Class 45 and Class 47 locomotives. In BR Corporate Blue livery. This brief introduction will go through startup, stopping and passenger door operations. To get the locomotive started, set the battery isolation switch. A lot of time will be spent in the locomotive cab, so climb aboard to get started.
Hello. It's alright if I... Alright.
The master key is used to activate the control desk.
Let's reverse the engine only to charge the brakes.
The locomotive is now ready to be started.
What? There's a start button? Oh. See.
Use the straight air brake to hold the locomotive during the startup procedure. Release the brakes and allow the system to charge.
Cab light. There we go. Headlight. Spare switch. I don't know what that is. Tail lights. Hose light. Cab heaters. Engine room light. No, we don't need that. Okay. Put the driver's brake to running. Yeah, I've driven a train very similar to this. This isn't very complicated.
Use the reverser to set the direction of travel. Almost ready. Release the remaining brakes, the parking brake and straight air brake.
Why can't you do that? What are you doing in this train if not releasing the handbrake? That's like the only thing that you can do. Alright.
Increase the throttle to start moving.
Come on,
Do
man.
not apply too much power too quickly.
Exactly.
It's important
Come on,
to provide
man.
a smooth ride for passengers.
$10 miles per hour, 16 kilometers. Alright. we have a lot of carts? Oh yeah, this is a pretty heavy load. I was wondering why
Coasting is used to be fuel efficient.
at 20% throttle we weren't moving very fast. Because we're carrying a lot of carts. Train carriages. They look kind of cool. I want to get a look inside. Italian trains? I don't know if I've seen very many Italian trains. Manage my speed. Yeah, no, we're good. Right, hang on. Game capture. Yeah. Italian trains. Oh yeah. High speed one. Oh, I've seen these. I've seen these. Some of these high speed ones. They're pretty new, right? Used to have Fiat rail buses in India. Oh, these guys. These look a lot like oh shit, what are they called again? I put them on my Twitter. These guys, these East German trains, the Bauri, a little bit, kind of with the rounded, like kind of cube looking thing. Are these the ones you were talking about? They're pretty cute. Why one rail car? Yeah, they look pretty similar. Think there's a train track mod for Laos New Rail? I don't know. I am like, I don't know. Trainsim World is really cool. I like the way it looks more than the original Train Simulator. Even though the original Train Simulator is like more moddable in general, I think. Yeah, I would love to see like a proper train simulator that has like, you know, a Steam workshop and stuff that's like properly moddable, you know? If there's like a big like enthusiastic train community willing to like make mods and you know, libraries and stuff. And it's just up until like recently they like didn't even let you do custom paint job, like share your custom paint jobs with other people in Train Sim World without like third-party applications, which is pretty silly. Okay, yeah, use the throttle and brake to manage the speed. I got that. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it just wants me to stop at the train station, but... You alright? You driven many trains before? Does the platform look clear? What's your name? Alright. Strictly professional relationship. I can take it. Oops. My bad.
Now let's try stopping at a station and boarding passengers. The key aspect is to make a gentle, controlled approach.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Stopping a train in the right place is a skill that takes years of practice. It may take a few attempts to get it right.
I know all about that. Where exactly do you want me to stop? I'll just stop right before the red light, I guess. Try to get as many cars as possible on the station. Where are we exactly? In the UK? In the north? It's not raining, it can't be the UK. You're right. Then I have no idea where we are. I like how I have a sun blinder, but she doesn't. Oh, come on, really? Oh, okay.
Give a quick glance at the platform to ensure all is safe, then unlock the doors.
I want to look at the carriages. Look at these. Oh, these are so cool. Oh, wait. Ah, the train is rolling backwards. Why didn't you... Why didn't you do anything? You're the one with the handbrake. My god. I need to get a new assistant. Or a second man position, whatever it's called. I just wanted to inspect. Oh look, it's like fucking Harry Potter and shit. Look at that.
Boarding is now complete. Set the doors to locked.
It's like the Hogwarts train. I've never been on a train like this before with like these personal
Good work. That is the basics
you know?
covered. A manual can also be obtained that provides more detail about the full functionality of this locomotive and more.
Alright. Assistant loco pilot? Yeah. Whatever her job description is. She's failing at it. Oh, hey. I was just talking about you. What? I gotta admit, I don't know what the spare switch is. App heaters. The engine's already started, right? Okay. Where are the wipers? Demister left. Instrument light switch. Oh, there it is. What? You also have the manual wiper. What? Wow, that is very sensitive. Can barely even use that.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Grom. How are you?
I'm doing alright. Just watching Ben's stream, playing a video game.
Yeah.
Did you see the game I've been playing on stream?
Now, what have you been playing?
There's like on Xbox Game Pass, there's this like new game called Weird West. It's like isometric action RPG, but very like story driven, and it has like a really interesting concept because you're like switching characters as you go along, but you're in the same world, and it's, I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I played games like that before where you're playing like a team, like a group.
Yeah,
But in
it's
this
like
one, they're like in different places.
no, they're in the same place, right?
Oh, okay.
It's just like the whole concept is basically your soul is being thrown between people, but then you meet up with the person you were before, and you can have them in your team with you. So, but they have all the items that you put on them, and they have all the skills you put on them, right? And they use them, but like now they're controlled by the computer, essentially.
Oh, right. I see.
So
It reminds me of what's that? Divinity, 2, second one.
A bit. The art style is pretty cool. It kind of has that cartoony Disco Elysium kind of art style,
Ah, yeah.
and it's like the Wild West, but with like occult and magic and stuff like that.
Okay. That's
So
cool.
yeah. And also, what's up, chat? Yes, legendary streamer Grom.
The one and only Grom Storino.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're driving the Hogwarts Express today.
Oh damn, nice.
Went back and looked at the carriages, and it's like the. Did you see the Harry Potter movies when you were a kid?
Oh yeah. So like, you know when they're at like King's Cross, right? But part of like that in the movie, the train station there is actually the train station in York.
Yeah.
And I've been to both King's Cross and York train station.
Yeah, I've been to New York
okay?
train station too. Actually.
Not New York, York.
Oh, in England.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have not been there.
Nope.
Oh. I'm sorry. I just collapsed my assistant's seat
Just fine.
into her back. Yeah, the old York, not the new one. Yeah, if you look at how it looks inside. Oh wait. Oh no, this is like the. This is the plebeian version. This is the plebeian class.
Wow.
Wait,
gross.
hang on. This other train over here. Oh, let me get up. Come on. God damn it. I wanted to.
Damn it.
Oh, there's a train coming. This is very safe. I'm allowed to do this because I'm a train driver. Okay, here. Got these like little private carriages.
Nice.
Hello.
First.
Oh my god, that... Okay, that guy is wearing a fake mustache. I'm sorry. This... Your hair color
That
does not
is-
match your mustache color. That's not a real mustache.
That is a KGB agent
Yeah.
if I ever saw one.
This guy is a Russian spy.
Grom, is it true that you're in fact secretly a train? I don't know. Not telling.
Alright, well, I guess we have to get back on our fucking plebeian train. That doesn't have a first class. Oh, fuck, I fell off.
Yeah.
Why are 3 people on the same side when the other seat is empty? Because they're probably all spies, I think. And that's
Maybe
just
they're
how they
lonely.
sit in Russia.
They need kind of like human proximity.
Yeah. It's because of all the socialism in Russia. Yeah, they need the warmth and the harsh Russian cold. That's what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, if you like that type of game, it is on Xbox Game Pass.
Wow. Man, you just chill constantly for that. Microsoft, huh?
It's a good deal. It's a good deal. What can I
Okay.
tell you?
Hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored.
Yeah. I get like $500 whenever someone signs up.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Anywhere in the world, nonstop. I'm just like ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Yeah. Use promo code Gromsterino for 50% off your
Yeah.
$1 sign up fee for Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
Save 50 cents.
You get Xbox Game Pass for 50 cents and I get $500.
Yeah.
That's a sound marketing strategy.
Yeah, Microsoft is making a lot of money from that.
Yeah, good deal from Grom, exactly.
Yeah. I scammed the Xbox Game Pass in Minecraft. This isn't a real story. This is just made up. It's not true. It's a lie. Anyway, so I wanted to buy a Microsoft Flight Simulator. And if you have Xbox Game Pass, you get like 30% off or whatever. So I signed up for Xbox Game Pass, paid the $1 sign up fee thing, bought Flight Simulator, downloaded it, installed it, and then I canceled and got a refund for my Xbox Game Pass. I
Wow.
got my $1 back.
That's so ridiculous. Oh, you got Post Boost.
Yeah,
Nice.
I finished it all though.
Oh.
I have more in the fridge.
Yeah. Nice. You stocked up. You gotta stock up until Christmas.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Nice story. I wish it happened IRL. No, it's all made up.
Yeah. It's fake.
I mean, it's mostly just because of like the principle of it. Like, I could have just paid the $1 and then gotten more than $1 off from Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I just kind of wanted to like feel like I'd gotten away with something. Like, you know, I got this sale. Like I paid less for this product than I actually should have. You know.
Yeah. Someone in Quora asked, what is 1 Swedish krona worth to Swedish people? About 1 Swedish krona.
Not much,
Yeah.
honestly.
No. I don't know anything you can buy for a krona. Not even like, well, probably like one of those like single wrap bubble gum.
Yeah,
That's about it.
I think they used to be like half For half a crown, like
yeah.
50
Actually,
öre.
I think they're 2 kroners now. Whenever I see them, they usually sell for 2, so you can't even get that.
Yeah, it's all inflation, so
Yeah.
we
Back
got
in
rid of
my day.
the öre. There used to be a smaller denomination than the krona,
Yeah.
which was the öre. 100 öre would make it 1 krona, but we don't have that anymore.
Technically, it still exists. There's just no like physical money for it. And
yeah, there's no coins.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a decimal, it still exists.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on the age of the person, honestly. But I think if you were born back when there still was öre, and you're like saying a price or something, you might say like, oh, 5 kronor 25 öre. Like you might still use the word even if it's not like a currency. Whereas if you were born after, you might just say like 5 och 25.
Well, when I was a kid, like we had the 10 öre and 50 öre still.
Yeah.
The 10 was like tiny little coin.
Yeah, I only had the 50.
Yeah.
But I mean, my parents and grandpa and stuff had like the 5 and 10 and 25 and all those.
Mm.
So I know what the coins look like. I just never used them. I think there was a point in my life where those were like still legal tender because they never became like unusable. They were just not produced anymore, I think.
No, I mean you can't use 50 öre now. Like,
no, not now.
Those coins, yeah.
But when I was a kid, you could. You could use the even older ones that weren't around anymore.
Yeah. And did you?
No. No, because I don't know. I was deluded that like, oh, one day these are gonna be worth something. Which they're not.
Yeah.
They're not worth anything.
Yeah.
They're probably worth less than they were when they were minted.
Oh, well, yeah, most definitely.
But still, they look kind of cool. Like Beanie Babies, yeah.
Mm.
I have a bunch of old coins. Swedish, Norwegian, a few Danish. I have some coins from the Soviet Union, from Yugoslavia.
What? Soviet Union was communist. They didn't have money. Silly.
Yeah, you're right. I have a bunch of coins from Germany and Austria before they switched to the euro, the Deutsche Mark.
Yeah.
West Germany, not East Germany, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll probably have like I don't know. I have some British pounds. That's about it.
Yeah.
I have I have a stamp collection though. I have stamps from the USSR and East Germany.
Oh damn, that's cool.
Yep. I have an atlas book from when I was a kid that still had the USSR on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think most of my textbooks in school were pretty up to date. But like at the back of the cupboard, you could find the old geography books. It still had like the Soviet Union and stuff on them.
Yeah. The Sovietsky Union.
Sovietsky Союз.
Yeah. Oh, nice weather.
Yeah.
I actually love weather like this. It's super cozy.
Only if you're indoors.
Yeah, or traveling like this. This is like sitting in a train and it's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Can't get in. Hello? Shit, it's another KGB agent.
No. place.
How are you?
Oh, I'm alright.
Not you, Grom.
Oh,
I'm talking to my assistant.
maybe that is me.
Yeah, this is what you look like, IRL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what? I can neither confirm nor deny because I've never watched any of your streams, so I don't know what you look like.
Wow. That is just objectively false. I know for sure.
No, that's just like people I pay to be in your chat to make it look like I watch
It's
your streams.
literally been on my stream.
That was just AI voice generation.
Yeah, sure was.
Like predictive text, and then it just like used snippets of my voice to make it sound like I was responding.
Yeah.
It's GPT-3, it's the latest model, it's very advanced.
Super advanced.
Yeah. The
It
people
just
who made GPT-3... Oh, go ahead.
It just basically reads off Wikipedia.
Yeah. Just like the random article button on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the division of India and Pakistan.
And then everyone's like, God, is sure such a fucking nerd.
Yeah. The people who made GPT-3, the latest like version of that text generation AI that everyone uses, they made it like super restricted, so like no one can use it unless for like research purposes, because it's like too good.
Take over the world.
Well, no, it's just like every like spam bot would be able to get around like all the filters on like social media and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the fear. And you know, like spam emails would be able to get through filters and stuff, because they can just sound like real emails, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Train is too long for this platform.
Sure is.
And I can get the locomotive off like this. It's still too long.
Yeah. Well, they'll have to walk forward in the carriages.
If they can.
Why couldn't they?
I think some of them you can walk through. Some of them might be not connected.
Well, then they're shit out of luck if they need to get off there.
Oh. Sorry. I don't know the difference between left and right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you have to get off every time? Like, just...
No, I just want to make sure that my passengers are doing alright. Hello?
Good.
I can't get on the train, but are you doing alright? Eat anything? Some snacks?
Some cigarettes.
I can also put up the route maps.
That's
Get extra
your
points.
job, yeah.
Yeah. All of the train lines have like their own things, like put up route maps and newspaper stands and first aid kits and newspapers and fix the gates. Which station is this? Ravensthorpe.
Fake.
It's it was built last year. It's very modern.
High tech, yeah.
This is the least rundown train station in the UK.
Yeah. Also, they left the newspapers out in the rain.
Yeah.
Not great. Not great.
What's happening in the news? GDP dropped by 1.8%.
Oh shit, is this the Laotian newspaper? No, they would only report on increases because they're all about positivity.
Yeah. Grocery price surge bites budget as decade concludes. Video games to be something in 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
Uh,
Video games to be.
Dairyman to honor. Alright. Well, read it before it gets soggy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not putting any tarp or anything above that. Alright. I don't know why you can't get out and do the newspaper and route maps and stuff.
It's not in my job description. Okay,
You don't do anything. You just sit there.
Yeah, that is what
That's
I do.
your job description?
Yeah.
You're the person who sits next to the train driver and just doesn't do anything?
Yeah.
Alright. Man,
You
how
know,
much do you get paid?
I don't know. A lot. More than you.
Oh, fuck. Is there a lot of training involved?
Yeah. It's 8 years.
University education.
Yeah, no, it's 4 years for pre-train train driver assistant to get into train driver assistant school, and then it's another 4 years, and then you do like a residency for another 4 years, and then you specialize in the trains for another 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was this or be a doctor. So like, yeah.
Yeah. And what you do every day is you just kind of glance out the window solemnly, just looking.
Yeah. Exactly.
Staring at the rain.
Yeah.
Not even turning on the windshield wiper.
No, it's just because I'm depressed.
Yeah. And when I was at a fucking train station and I forgot to put on the brake and I went outside and the train started rolling and you're literally sitting right next to the handbrake, you didn't do anything?
No, I just made a note of it for your superiors.
Yeah. You just make sure that like my pay gets deducted when I mess up.
Yeah, exactly. The deduction to your paycheck gets added onto my paycheck, so that's a very like healthy system.
Yeah. It's a train conductor job. I'm tempted to apply. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Choo choo.
Yeah.
Why not?
The more I've thought about it, though, the more I'm sure that I should never apply to be an actual train driver. Because I would mess up too many times.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to get off at every station and greet the passengers and stuff like that.
Why not?
Especially not in Sweden. You're not supposed to greet anyone, like, periods.
No, Swedish people love interacting with strangers.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the train driver on their daily commute to work. They love it. When
exactly.
The driver's just like, hey, how you doing? Do you want to be friends? Want to talk about the weather? Swedes love that.
Love it. Yeah.
There's this American on TikTok who's like moved to Sweden, and she made a TikTok that was like, oh, you know, Swedes always tell me that like you shouldn't talk to people in public, or like you shouldn't, you know, talk to strangers because like Swedes don't like it and stuff. But you know, when I'm like on public transport and stuff, I sit down next to people, I start talking to them, and they're always so nice to me, and you know, they're smiling, and you know, they're not like rude to me at all.
Oh my God, why hasn't she been evicted? Like, of course, we're not rude, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a conversation.
We're not gonna tell you to fuck off, but
yeah, I just prefer you didn't start that conversation to begin with.
Yeah. We will go on Twitter after you've left and make a tweet about like how, oh my God, I fucking hate Americans.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, yeah, we're not going to be, like, we're going to be super nice and stuff like that, but like, so, but the rule is still there, right? Like, don't talk to people because they probably didn't want to have a conversation with, I mean, you know, it's just, that would suck. No, I hate that. Yeah. I don't want to get caught up in a conversation.
It's like, I'm on my way to work. I just had my coffee. It hasn't kicked in yet. I'm super tired. I have my headphones in. I'm reading like the fucking news about like the war in Ukraine. It's like I don't need you, like extroverted American, to sit down next to me and start trying to have a conversation. Like I don't need that. I'm not gonna be rude to you. I'm not gonna tell you to fuck off, because I don't want to be as rude as you are being.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm gonna meet you. I'm gonna, you know, do my best or whatever. But just know that you're gonna fuck up the rest of my day. You know?
Yeah. Like, you're literally assaulting me right now with like my personal space.
This is
like
social harassment.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Yeah. It's like the you know that meme of men like gesturing to women to take their earbuds out.
Yeah.
It's like that. That's the vibe. That's what Americans are like.
Yeah.
It's like staring at you in the eyes and they're like gesturing like, hey, take your headphones off. Hey, I want to talk to you.
Yeah. No, that's...
Yeah,
no,
you can come on, Ashley.
Yeah. It's like... But it is like... It is... I mean, like, it's not even like joking. Because it's like... It's considerate not to, like, impose yourself on someone, right? Like, because, you know, that person can't tell you to fuck off, right? Like, because nobody wants rude. To do that. Exactly. And nobody wants to be rude, so you're forcing them to participate in this ridiculous, extroverted kind of, like, encounter that they never wanted to. So the best thing to do is to not put them in that position in the first place. If they were, like, if for some reason they were able to be like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you right now, which literally no one would fucking do, but then it'd be another thing, right?
Yeah.
So, as somebody who traveled Europe like 8 years ago, I was that person because I was traveling alone. So I would struck up conversations with randoms in England and in France.
Oh no, England and France is fine. There, it's
no. They hated it in England. Like they really, because I would go and I'd sit at like one of the tables because it was really. Like, even though I was one person, some people would, like, get kind of pissy because I'm one person at, like, the 4 people table. But I was there writing, like, postcards, and there was nowhere else that I could do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they would sit at the table, and I would strike up a conversation. And they, like, there were these 3 people that had sat at the table, and one of them actually was, like, kind of famous, but I didn't know. But he's like on BBC and does like travel shows or some shit, right?
It was
and
Ed
I guess
Sheeran.
They had been. It was literally Ed Sheeran. No, it was like some science travel guy. Like I can't pinpoint what his name is, but like
Bill
has
Nye.
been on BBC or whatever. Yeah, literally Bill Nye. And then there was like these 2 like scientists or whatever, and they started talking about like coming back from this trip where they had gone to all these like different islands in Scotland, and I guess they were filming like a TV program or whatever, right? And they told me like all about it, but I could and I was asking questions, but I could very much tell that they did not want to talk to me, but I did not care because I was so interested.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, England is usually similar to Scandinavia in that they're like pretty antisocial when it comes to strangers. France, in my experience, is pretty extroverted.
It
depends.
depends on where in England. Like in the north, like they'll fucking talk your ear off like just randomly. Like, but I can imagine in London they probably are a bit.
Oh, and with France, they won't want to talk to you if you're British, and probably not if you're American.
Well, they didn't want to talk to me because I only speak like English. Like my French is absolute shit.
Yeah.
But I did strike up a conversation with a woman from this makes it like even worse. originally from New York who was in France and did not want to talk to me. But I heard that she had spoken English, so I was like, oh, somebody I can talk to because I'm so fucking lonely.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like
the
I
thing
struck up a
is-
conversation, and then I made a joke about how unfriendly people from New York were, and she was not impressed.
Oh my god.
Good job.
Nice.
No, but
Yeah.
the thing is, in France, if you can only speak English, that's fine, so long as you preface whatever you're saying with, I'm not British and I'm not American. I'm from Canada. I'm from Sweden, right? Then French people will speak English with you. If they think that you're British or American, they will just be like, je ne parle anglais, I don't know.
I did get hit on though by a guy from Finland who was a waiter at a French restaurant, and I got recommended this restaurant in Scotland because like this French couple that we're staying in the same room in a hostel, and they're like, yeah, if you really want like the quote French experience, go to this one restaurant, here's the address, whatever, right? So I go there alone. They put me at a table with like a family of 5, right? And I'm sitting across from, because that's what they do. They'll just throw you at whatever table. And I'm sitting across from like, I don't know, a 6-year-old that is like chopping up eggs with mayonnaise. It was disgusting. And then
Eggs with
the
mayonnaise,
waiter who was,
do you
who
not
was-
eat eggs with mayonnaise?
no,
Like hard-boiled eggs?
Yeah. Just eggs on eggs.
are you fucking kidding?
No, that's a thing. Hard-boiled
Yeah, like-
egg slices with mayonnaise on it.
Yeah, deviled eggs.
Okay, but no, we don't eat that here. That's disgusting.
That's tasty. It's good.
It's just more egg.
Yeah, it's just egg.
Okay, well, anyways, this child was chopping up the eggs with his spoon, and there was mayonnaise like thrown all over it. And then the waiter, who's originally from Finland, is hitting on me, and he is at least 45 years old, and I was 25 at the time. And then the like lady who was there sees this, tells him to F off, right? And I'm just sitting there like just awkward in English.
And you were like, God, lady, stop cock blocking.
No, I did not. I did not. No, this dude was like creepy. Like he was like, I'll take you to all of the amazing sites. We'll travel like together or whatever. I'm like, ew, no, sir. You're 45. I am a child. No, I'm young because I also look younger than I am, you know, like my hair. But in all seriousness, like at 25, I looked like I was 18. Like I looked like I was 18. So it was like, sir, kindly fuck off.
Well, if someone were to like, you know, oh, we're gonna sit you down at like a family's table and eat, I'd run away.
Yeah.
Like there's no fucking way I'd eat with like a bunch of strangers.
Oh,
Just
no,
'cause we're
this was-
alone.
No, this was like, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I just, like, I got recommended this restaurant, and I was like, okay, cool, let's check this out, right? Like I didn't know what I was getting into, and then they sat me at this table, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Can I just run away? Can I run away?
Yeah.
And
that's
then,
what
like,
I'd do.
I thought about it. But like I was too polite to run away because I was already sitting there, and I was just like, it was the worst experience. It was the worst experience out of that whole trip.
No.
And I was like, that couple in Scotland, that French couple in Scotland, fuck you. Like, this was terrible.
Yeah, no, I'd never. Like, I'd leave. Like, no, there's just no way in hell. You
I
can
was
get me to
literally
do
like
that.
sitting there like wanting to die.
Yeah. Yeah, at
Yeah.
least that would never happen in Sweden.
No. No, it's just, yeah.
A lot of harassment on the street, which was I mean, they were speaking French, so I didn't know what the fuck they were saying, but you know,
They were
Like,
just
walk
saying
away.
like, hey, watch out for that manhole. You're gonna fall.
And you're
I'm
like,
sure.
I have a boyfriend.
Then you fucking face plant into the sewer.
What's friend in French? What's friend in French?
Uh,
Garçon. I
Ami, right?
Ami Garçon. Ami Garçon. They're like, no. Garçon hole. What? Sir, I don't want to be your Garçon hole.
Exactly. It's like,
I'm so sorry.
Oops.
Sorry.
But yeah, there's like the culture in like Scandinavia. There's this old poem, I guess, called Jantelagen, which is it's like a satirical thing, but it's like supposed to describe like the culture and like collective philosophy of Scandinavia, which is I forget exactly how it goes, but one part of it is just like don't think that you are something, don't think that you know better than everyone else, or like don't think that you are better than we.
You're no one.
Yeah.
You
Like-
suck. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
it's like the whole thing is about like don't like presume that you are more important than everyone else. And don't think that you are special whereas everyone else is just in the background. Like you're not the main character basically.
Yeah.
And a big part of it is also like don't stand out. Like don't take up space, don't make noise. Because like you know, like if everyone else around you is just quietly going about their business, who are you to just be like shouting and running around and like sticking out,
Yeah.
wearing
Well,
garish
what about
colors?
if I'm a YouTuber?
Yeah, exactly.
that's
Then you're
even
fucking
worse.
exiled to
YouTube Island.
Yeah. Where did PewDiePie go? Brighton, Birmingham.
Yeah. Just sent them out of the country.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, I mean it is very much like that. Like it's just I mean it's this whole thing of kind of like don't impose yourself. Like you know what I mean? Like yeah, don't think you are someone like that you should take up space, that you should take up more space than anybody else, right? And that you know, just kind of like realize you're an insignificant speck in this whole thing, and you need to be considerate to other people, okay?
Yeah.
And not impose yourself on other people because nobody gives a shit.
It's
I mean,
literally probably like one of the toughest lessons that I've had to learn as somebody who literally thinks I'm the main character in
Yeah.
everybody's story. I can't help myself.
Yeah. No, Japan has a very similar culture as well. So like, you know, don't stand out, don't like yeah, I mean like don't stand out, don't take up people's personal space, don't take up people's like time, you know, whatever. Like everyone is just going about their business. Don't annoy people or distract people. No, we were talking about Scandinavia, but it's very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably going to be a little bit more considerate when I eventually go to Japan, and try not to like stand out there as I did in Europe. So at least I've learned, and I'm also actually learning the language rather than me just going there and being like, I'll figure it out along the way.
Oh, when it comes to Sweden, you don't have to learn the language because everybody will speak English to you anyways. Like even if you try to speak Swedish, people will start speaking English to you just to be polite because your Swedish is so shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like that's the problem that a lot of people have. Like there was this like forum for like foreign students here, and they like the most common things is like they complain they can't make friends in Sweden because it's so hard to kind of like approach Swedish people
Yeah.
And then another thing they complain about, they can't learn the language because as soon as they try to speak Swedish to anyone just starts speaking English to them because for them, it's like, for us, it's like, oh, we're being polite. We're not going to make you speak Swedish, right?
Yeah.
Because you're terrible at it. You're never going to get any better because nobody will speak Swedish.
Yeah. I mean, we like instinctively we do it because we want to like be nice, like because we're like, oh, here's this person who's struggling to communicate. We can make it easier to communicate because we both speak English.
Yeah.
You know, but the point isn't to make it easier to communicate in this particular situation. The point is that they want to eventually learn the language.
Exactly.
Which we don't like think about like instinctively.
Yeah. Which honestly is like fair. It's like, well, actually, they don't really do that here because like just in general, Americans and also Canadians, we pretend like we're great, but we're assholes. We're like, what? You don't speak English? How dare you?
Yeah.
So.
Aren't there any Swedish social? I mean, if you're going to a place where you're meant to be social, then that is the place to be. Out in public isn't like out in public isn't like, oh, you can ambush people with yourself, right? But if you're going to a place where you're supposed to be social, but even then, right? Like if they are with a group or something, then like don't impose yourself. But like, when you're out in public, Swedish people are not looking to make friends and stuff like that, right? They're doing something, and you're invading their space.
Yeah, the way to do it is to like go on Facebook and find like meet and greet events, like special like nights at bars that are made specifically for like, hey, meet new people, socialize, have fun,
Yeah.
Don't just like go into a random restaurant or whatever, sit down across from someone trying to eat their dinner and be like, hey, do you want to be my friend?
They'll start hyperventilating and having a panic attack.
Like, hey, can you take your earbuds out? Can you take your earbuds out? Earbud, can you take your earbuds out? Can you take your earbuds out?
You pull their earbuds out.
Yeah. Hey, what's your name? You want to be my friend?
They're like, I already have an American friend.
One is enough.
Runs away.
Yeah. Now, like, okay, if you want to make Swedish friend, do it on the internet and then invite them for a fika. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unironically, there are a bunch of people on Swedish Tinder who have in their bio, like, literally just looking to make friends because I'm antisocial.
Yeah.
There should be like a Tinder, but for just friends.
They do have that on Bumble.
Yeah.
I know Fish has like a friend option too, I think. Right?
Oh, I don't think we even use... I think I got banned from Plenty of Fish like years ago accidentally. I don't know how, but like I've literally tried to make profiles and it takes a long time to make one of those fucking profiles. And then it just like disappears and I'm like, what have I done? Like, what did I do? I have no idea what I've done. I probably like told a guy like, no, I will not go out with you because you're weird. So.
What is Plenty of Fish? What's special?
It's like a dating site, but there are like options to like, oh, I just want to like.
Plenty of Fish was like the popular website before Tinder. Like right before Tinder, there was Plenty of Fish, and like I remember going on Plenty of Fish when I was 19, and like, yeah, and I'm like 33, so it's been around for a while.
I like that this game includes the detail of there being like trash everywhere in the UK train stations.
Yeah.
It's very realistic. They really don't skimp out on the realism.
Yeah.
Also, I have a new supervisor.
That's
me.
My
God. Oh my god, it's literally Grom.
Yeah. Oh, right back.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it can be hard to get used to life in Sweden and Swedish culture when you're from abroad. But none of it comes from like a sense of malice or something, like the idea that you shouldn't, you know, take up space or whatever. It's not actually about the fact that you are like a bad person or you're worth less than everyone else. It's just about like, you know, collectivism. Like everyone else is a human being too.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, I think that was like the hardest thing for like people in America to like learn, because that's something that they have to like they need to like teach that out of you when you join the military, right? I don't
Yeah.
know if it's the same with the US military, but in the Canadian military, that's like one of the first things that they have to like get out of your system, that like this is a team effort and it's, you know, spirit, you know,
Yeah.
esprit de corps or whatever, right? Um and because like a lot of people go, especially with like Canadian culture being so individualized,
Yeah.
and it's like they really have to teach that. And then it's wild when like you meet people in the military who've like gotten out, right? And they're still like, even after they're out of the military, they're still so individualistic, or like, because even though they've like tried to take it out of you, society just like it- like it's just so ingrained in every sort of way in our society.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's individualism here too. It just manifests itself in different ways, I suppose.
Mhm.
I think we get a lot less like Karen types just because there is such a social stigma against like sticking out in public and making a
Yeah.
scene. Like, someone would have to have like killed your father for you to say something in public and be like, "Excuse me, that wasn't very nice of you."
Like, your dad, or you killed my dad, and
I'd like a refund
yeah.
if it's okay. I'm sorry to be a bother.
Can you like unkill him? I kind of would like him back, please and thank you.
Yeah. Oh shit. My game
I
just
demand
crashed.
that you resurrect the man. Um,
Yeah. I mean, Swedish people are the kind of people who are like, sorry to impose. I think I'm having a heart attack. If it's not too much trouble, could someone call an ambulance?
I would
Again,
like
I'm
a new
so
dad,
sorry.
please. I would like a new dad, please. You can marry my mom if you want. This is literally Oedipus Rex. Wait, no, never mind. Hamlet. That's the one. Hamlet.
Hamlet.
That's what I meant. Listen,
Mm.
I don't read. Oh, also your newest or your second newest video was very good from last week.
The Cuban one?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't see that you had a new video until today or yesterday, so
Yeah, it
I
was
was
just
able
the
to
behind the
watch it.
scenes of how I made it.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a bit of that video, but I did not watch all of it.
No, that's totally fine. It wasn't like edited or anything. It was just a screen recording of like going through my software and stuff.
Cool.
All right, this is the eating ASMR portion of the stream, and now we'll now begin.
No thanks.
Oh, I did that part already. I guess I was eating quietly. Or no, I think I finished before I came on. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I had to like remember for a second, like, when did I eat my potatoes? But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
the worst thing you can do with the show.
eat on stream.
Yeah.
Honestly, fair. Listen, like, sometimes mouth noises, like, depending on what kind. Like, see, I don't know my mouth noises, but
Mm.
like, there's somebody in my family that like the way he eats, I hate, and I literally just want to like I can't even eat in the same room because it's just like it's gross.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what that's like. Some people just like don't notice the fact that they chew with their mouth open,
Hmm.
which is very annoying, especially if they're eating like chips.
Yeah.
It becomes very loud. And then
Yeah,
you
and I
point out
have
like, hey, can you chew with your mouth closed? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And then they just keep up eating with their mouth open. Like they just can't tell.
Oh yeah, like my family gets really annoyed with me when I eat because my jaw clicks, and I
Oh.
can't help it, but it just clicks.
Hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, it's so gross." And I'm like, "I can't I'm sorry."
Yeah, eating with mouth closed was like really beaten into me and my sister as kid. No, not beaten in, but it was like something that was like you had to do that, and then you had to say tack för maten and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, I do that too, Wing, because like I'll cover my like if I'm eating out in public, I'll cover my mouth with my hand. And there's been times where I'm like out eating in public doing that, and somebody's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like,
Oh, you cut
"I'm
out
just
for.
trying to be polite."
I didn't hear you. You cut out for a second there.
Oh, I cover my mouth with my hand if
Yeah.
I'm eating out in public, and
Mm.
I've had friends who are like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like, "Oh, I guess I'm just like trying to be polite."
I mean, you would fit right in Japan because that's very common.
Oh, okay.
That is. Well, I don't know if it's polite, but it's just like a lot of people, a lot of women, especially young women, are self-conscious about like their mouth and teeth and stuff.
Mm.
And I guess it's just like a, I don't know, it's like an idol thing as well, like cute girls like covering their
Hello?
mouth when they're laughing and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just like a, I don't know, like a something. It's a cultural thing.
I wonder if I picked that up because I watched like anime and stuff. Because
Maybe.
like I might have, because I really liked anime as a teenager, and then like I went a few years where I wasn't watching stuff, but I would say in like the last 5 years I've gotten back into it, and that's why I really want to go on this trip. But I'm actually making an effort this time with learning the language, so
Yeah.
I know the basic structure of like how sentences are.
Yeah.
So I can say stuff like uh sorry, I'm just trying to think of oh, uh Ringo wa tabimas. Yes.
Oishi
Mas. Oh no,
desu.
tabimas. Hmm?
Tabemasu.
Yeah.
Oishi desu ne. Ringo wa.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Obviously it's not that great.
No, I just
Sorry.
said apples are yummy, aren't they?
Oh.
Oishi
Hi.
means yummy.
That's actually one of the first words that I've learned.
Ashley? Got out again. Hello?
In Japanese so that you have
Hey.
you know when you're going somewhere and they're like, "Oh, this is expensive."
Yeah.
I can't
Okay, Azure's Discord has like waterlock or whatever, so you're gonna have to let me know.
No, not
when you
anymore.
join. Oh, not anymore.
Not anymore. It's automatic. It's fine.
Cool. Never mind then.
Yeah. Something. Doku desu ka is good to know in Japanese. It just means where is. So if you're asking for the bathroom, you can say toire doku desu ka. Means hey, where's the toilet?
that's actually the unit I'm on right now. Where they're teaching you like household like items. So there's like furo, toilet or toilet Toila.
Toire.
Hmm?
Toire. This is a r.
Toira.
Toire.
Toira. Toira.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of
Why?
you can get by surprisingly easily in Japan by just speaking English, but with like a stereotypical Japanese accent.
Well, I think you were saying, like, how to say milk tea is not, because, like, tea is ocha, right? And
Yeah.
then milk is like,
Guryu.
guru.
Guryu.
But, so you would think guru ocha, and it's like, no, it's actually milk tea.
Yeah. Miruku
So,
Yeah. No, there are a
which-
lot of Japanese loanwords like hoteru, it's
Mhm.
hotel, toires, toilet. I mean, there are like non-loanwords as well for those words, but just like sometimes you use the loanword, sometimes you don't. Yeah, a lot of the time, if you're like trying to get somewhere, asking someone for directions or whatever, just say whatever you're trying to say in English with a Japanese accent, and they might just pick up what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But if you're just speaking straight English to you, they won't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, like, Japanese people don't realize that they're using English loanwords.
Well,
Even
it's
though
like,
it's like obvious to us.
there's a whole song, right, where it's like, and it was made, for the Tokyo Olympics, right? And it's it's like, the different Japanese words for everyday, like, like English words or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'm a foreigner from, like America or whatever, America gene, right? And I don't know any of the Japanese. And you say like Hadashi Kombawa, and I say, Toyota to you, right?
Yeah.
So, it's a hilarious song, but it's like it has like some of the words like how you say Starbucks or McDonald's in Japanese, and it's literally like Starbucks or something.
Yeah, McDonald.
Yeah.
McDonald.
Makudano.
Yeah.
Donu. Yeah.
McDonald, I think. McDonald. I don't think there's a U at the end.
Makudano.
It's either that or McDonald. But I don't think there's a U at the end. McDonald. Like McDonald. McDonald.
Yeah. And they have like other ones like cake is keiki.
Keiki.
Beer is like
Biru.
basu. Oh,
Biru.
biru.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just funny.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, the words that become loanwords are usually words that are like shorter and easier to say than like the traditional Japanese words, which could be like very long. Or just like, I don't know, sometimes like the traditional Japanese words, and then when you like forego loanwords, they can just sound like very formal and old-timey.
Yeah.
You sound kind of like a grandma. You know?
That's because I was taught, or like, because I'm using Duolingo, which I'm sure is not like the greatest version, but I'm trying my best, right? And like you can kind of tell like which ones are like English words, like sofa.
Yeah.
Compared to like, and it's because of is it katakana? Compared to like the other
the hiragana is the
and then
normal one, and the katakana is usually for foreign words.
Yeah.
And kanji is the Chinese characters.
Yeah. I'm probably never gonna learn kanji because that shit is hard, but
yeah,
I'm trying.
I think there's like a blog post or something that I saw that's like the 100 kanji that you should learn as a tourist and stuff.
Oh, really?
Just for like reading like common science.
Yeah.
'Cause you could learn some of them, but just like not enough to not as much as like someone would learn in school.
Oh, yeah. Like, I've got some of them kind of, like, down pat.
Yeah.
Like kitchen and, which is, like, my favorite word, the word for kitchen, because it's so long compared to the other ones. It's, like, dai dokoro,
Yeah.
compared to, like, trying to think of the other one. Like, house is, like, oh, no, that's... Room is, like, hero, I think. No, that's not it. Hiya. There we are.
Yeah, Duolingo isn't too bad, but I think while you're learning like the basic vocabulary in Duolingo, I'd recommend that you find like not anime but like Japanese reality TV, like kind of like the Big Brother types of shows that's just like a lot of people talking to each other and having conversations, and watching those with either no subtitles or Japanese subtitles.
Okay.
And just like, even though you won't understand most of it, just like you'll pick up a surprising amount of vocabulary, and like get a good grip of the language just by watching people talking to each other and see how they're talking. Because like that's literally how babies learn languages, right? They can't talk, but they just sit there and they listen to mom and dad speak to each other. Right? And that's what's called immersion therapy, or not immersion therapy, immersion theory.
Okay.
Which is
I'm gonna start doing that because, like, I've been doing Duolingo for probably about a year. I mean, I fell off a little bit, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's like, obviously I can't even remember enough. Like, I know how to say this is blank, right? But I mean, that's just, like tofu des.
Yeah.
Or udon kurasai.
Yeah.
Which I said wrong, I'm sure.
No, that's fine.
But yeah.
Kudasai or onegaishimasu.
Kudasai. And yeah, that other one I have a really hard time with.
Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Yep. And like the most common Japanese phrase you should know is like yoroshiku onegaishimasu, which just mean like, doesn't really have a translation, but it means like please take care of me, or I'll be in your care. Just like say it. Like if you're at a hotel, like you're being checked in at a hotel room, and you're saying thank you to the receptionist or someone carrying your bags or whatever, or you're being invited into someone's home, or you're like new in a class or something. It's just like a way to say like hello, thanks for having me. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Yeah. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
That's the saying that they say, because I'll watch, there's this one chick who does, like, ASMR, and I think it's her and her sister, and they both live in Japan, and they basically have, like, an ASMR channel where one of the sisters films, and the other one gets, like, massages or facials or whatever, right? And every time they'll say that to, like, the person who's, doing the facial or whatever, and it's like having seen that, I'm like, that's like such a really sweet thing to say. Like, it's part of their culture, but it's like, I don't know, it's just like such a very easy thing to be like, thanks for having me, please take care of me.
Yeah, it's a very useful phrase. You use it a lot. It's very like universally applicable. You can use it in any situation. It can be both like formal and informal. It's very useful. And then in Japanese you have itadakimasu, which you say before you eat.
Yeah.
And in Swedish you have tack för maten, which means thanks for the food, and you say that after you've eaten. To the person who cooked your food. Unless if you're eating out at a restaurant, you don't say it. Unless I guess the chef is at your table for whatever reason.
Yeah. Please bring the chef out so
Yeah.
I can say this thing to them. They're like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I mean, you can say like, oh, compliments to the chef, to the waiter, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if someone has cooked dinner for you or cooked anything for you after you've eaten, you'd say tack för maten, thanks for the food. But hey, Grom, are you still there?
I think
Yeah,
he's-
I'm just
there.
eating.
Okay, because I've never figured out the mystery of what do you say when you've cooked for someone else?
You better thank me for the food.
Yeah, you're welcome for the food. Like there isn't like there's a saying like you say thanks for the food after you've eaten when someone has cooked you something, but there isn't anything you say when you have cooked something for someone else. So then like when you've finished eating, it's like you want to say something because you always say something, but there's nothing to say, you know? But you just have to be like,
I've never
Wait.
had the urge to say something.
really? Because every time I
You
finish
just-
eating something...
You just ask what everybody else thought of the food, I guess.
No, I see. Yeah, I guess that works. Give me your thoughts on the food. Give me
Food was
a...
delicious.
Yeah. Please rate the food out of 10.
No, but like, hur smakar det?
Yeah. I guess. But that's also, that's a question, right?
Yeah.
When you say
Well,
tack
well,
för
well,
maten,
well-
that's not a question. You're just saying thank you.
Okay, well, who are you gonna thank? Are you gonna thank yourself? Oh, I did this really well. Like, why
Yeah.
do you have the urge to thank someone when you did something?
No, like I just when I've finished eating, you always say something. Like when someone's cooked you something, you always say tack för maten, which just means like, hey, I don't know, I'm recognizing that the dinner time is over
Yeah.
and the food was good.
Åh, nu är jag mätt och belåten.
Yeah,
No.
I guess. Yeah, that's fine. You do sound like a chubby old man when you say
Well,
that.
I
but
am basically a chubby old man.
You sound like a very happy grandpa. But
Well,
yeah,
you know,
it's fine.
yeah. Korean has that too. We say, "I will eat it well," and I ate it well.
yeah.
You're like commending yourselves, like, "Yes, I fucking killed that steak.
Yeah.
I did. That's a really good performance of me."
Yeah. Well, I mean that's good. There
You're
you're
sitting
like,
back, hands on your tum tum,
yeah,
and you slap it every time. I ate well.
yeah. I mean that's exactly what I was imagining when Grom said, "Oh, nu är jag mätt och belåten." It just means now I'm full and happy.
Yeah, like you lean back, you know, your stomach's sticking out, and you're like, "Oh, nu är jag mätt och belåten."
Yeah,
Which coincidentally, I am right now.
that's good.
You know, so I guess, yeah.
It's very
But
hedonistic.
like, I don't. Yeah, but like, I you know, tack för maten is just that's just something you do, like in a setting. Like, I mean, I've been on my own for a while now. Like, I don't thank. Like, I don't. I'm sitting here alone and just like, tack för
Well,
maten.
yeah,
You're
I know you.
welcome.
Well, yeah, I know that if you're living alone, you don't say anything after.
Wait, you don't do that? You don't go like, that was a good food. That's so good.
Thanks, me. I'm happy.
welcome.
I
I
cooked
think
this.
Me.
Yeah, it's called self-care, Grom. Jeez.
Yeah. That's called being like lonely. You need to talk to someone. Like,
I don't know, get a cat.
But no, if you're living with someone, then every time they cook something for you, then you always just say, and it's just like instinct for me. Like when I finish eating, I instinctively say "tack för maten." Like it's just instinct. Then if I've cooked dinner, then it's like now I've finished eating. Normally this is where I would say "tack för maten," but now I don't. Now I don't say that now because I would be thanking myself if I said that.
Yeah. Well, I don't even said tack för maten. I don't really say that anymore. I mean, I know that was like the phrase when we were kids, right? Tack för maten. I say det var gott tack or something like that.
Oh yeah, I guess.
You know, not exactly tack för maten because that's very like juvenile. Like it's very much like.
Well, fuck you too.
I mean, it kind of is, guys, because that's what you've been taught as kids to say, and that's where you were at a friend's house, you ate dinner at a friend's house, like tack för maten, or like, you know, when you were in school or at home. It's just that very phrase is just very juvenile because that's what kids were told to say.
I just think it's polite.
Well, yeah, tack för maten, yeah, but I mean, det var gott tack. It means the same thing, right? It's just not saying that exact phrase.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, det var gott, like, that was yummy. That feels more juvenile to me.
No.
That feels more like something a kid would say, like, yummy food.
No. No, but it's like, yeah, no.
Yummy,
really
my tummy.
Oh my god. No, but it's like, tack för maten, you're not actually saying that you like the food. You're just acknowledging that you received food.
Well, yeah, right? I mean, like, someone cooked for me. Like, that's enough for me to thank them, even if I didn't like it.
Of course, yeah, but, like, don't you want to, if someone cooked for you, don't you want to tell them that it was tasty as well?
What if it wasn't?
Like, it was like, you gave me nourishment, and I thank you for this. It tasted like shit, but I'm full, so...
I mean, when you do the fucking Lord's Prayer... You don't, like, thank God for bread that is tasty. You thank God that you have bread at all.
Okay, but you've cooked for people. Wouldn't you like to know that they enjoyed your food?
Yeah. Sure, but I mean, I wouldn't... Like, I still expect people to say tack för maten, not yummy in my tummy.
That's exaggerating. It's like, yeah, my God, it was tasty. Thank you. Like, okay, and forever, tack för maten literally means thank you for the food.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, all I'm saying is it was good. Thank you. Right? But it sure is making it sound like I'm like, Tommy.
Yummy. Hot dog.
Leftist infighting.
This is Swedish cultural infighting. What do you say after you've finished your food?
I'm just like sitting here in English, just like, oh, I have no skin in this game. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm enjoying this.
And I mean, you know, being here in Skåne, I mean, sometimes, like, you know, if it's someone like, I mean, you know, joke, like, I'll say like, den satt som en fläskläpp, den, or like something.
What does that mean?
I didn't even translate. What is fläskläpp in English? Like
you know, like, you know, if you get like...
if you get punched in the face and your lip swells up.
Yeah, if your lips swell up, that's called fläskläpp.
Yeah.
Then it's like that one. I would even den satt som en fläskläpp. That one.
It fits like a swollen lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense in English.
I'm not saying that like our phrases make sense. I mean that's a very southern phrase, but yeah.
So
it's
like it was so spicy that it punched me in the face.
It just hit right. You know?
Oh, okay.
The food hit right.
I guess so. I've never thought about what it actually means.
There's a lot of like really really bonkers Swedish phrase and like not
yeah.
a skitit i det blåa skåpet. Now you've taken a shit in the blue cabinet. Like, you know,
Yeah. Wait.
that's basically like now you're fucked up.
It's like some of the shit Gracie says.
现在我有冰淇淋，我
that
很
shit
喜
is
欢冰
wild.
淇淋，
Oh,
Or
但是
actually,
hang on.
there's
速度
this
与激情九比冰淇淋，速度与激情，速度与激情九我最喜欢。所以现在是音乐时间，准备1、2、3，2个礼拜以后，速度与激情九，2个礼拜以后，速度与激情九。2个礼拜以后，速度与激情九，不要忘记，不要错过去电影院看《速度与激情九》，因为非常好电影，动作非常好，差不多一样。冰淇淋，再见。
Let's see. Hilarious Swedish idioms.
Yeah.
Well, there's a thing that my dad used to say all the time, and it's you guys couldn't organize a grudge fuck at a whorehouse.
You know, these are like very like just kind of like just strange, but like people know what you mean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ingen
Like,
fara på taket. No danger on the roof. Means no worries. Lätt som en plätt. Easy as a pancake.
yeah.
Du har satt din sista potatis.
Yeah.
You've planted your last potato. Yeah.
That sounds ominous.
Yeah.
It is. It just means like, now that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Now you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Are you going to
Smoke.
become a potato? Like, are they going to put you in the ground?
No, it's just you've planted your last potato.
Yeah.
Like this is where I'm drawing the line. Smoking out some baken, delad. Taste is like your butt split.
Okay. Smell a rat.
But it's in English, so it doesn't make sense.
Oh, it actually translates the idioms. It doesn't translate them literally. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, none of these are like very... Vara ute och cykla, you're out biking. Just means you're
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Don't sell the skin before the bear is shot. Yeah, it just means like, don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, like don't put the horse before the cart.
Yeah.
Oh, stava som en kråka.
Oh yeah, spelling like a crow.
Yeah.
I feel like Gracie would love this conversation.
Oh
This
yeah.
is like her jam.
To sit with your beard in the letterbox. To be caught with your hands in the cookie jar.
Mm-hmm.
Finns det hjärterum så finns det stjärterum. If there's room in the heart, there's room for the arse.
What?
I don't even know if that one means anything.
It does. It's like
When there's friendship, there's always space for one more. Move over, I want to fit on the sofa. Oh.
Yeah, that's what like, you know, usually old women says, finns det hjärterum, finns det stjärterum, and squeezing into the sofa, right? Like,
Oh, we're just going to get past you right there.
There's room in the heart, there's room for the ass. Don't make a chicken out of a feather. Don't means the same thing as making a mountain out of a molehill.
Mm.
Swedish proverbs. Bear less, hope more, eat less, chew more, whine less, breathe more, talk less, say more, love more, and all good things are yours. It's very like live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
Love me when I least deserve it, because that's when I really need it. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I feel like this one is used by like exactly the wrong kinds of people. Those who wish to sing will always find a song. Life without love is like a year without summer. Oh, that's very poetic. Away is good, but home is best. Yeah, home sweet home. That one's common.
But the woman är my best.
Can't see the forest because of all the trees. That's a thing in English as well, isn't it? Like missing the forest for the trees or something?
Not that I know of.
Practical Swedish proverbs.
Dra inte alla över en kam. Don't pull everybody over the same comb.
That's Sweden Democrats, they use that.
Don't judge a book by its cover. There's no
Oh, yeah,
bad
that-
weather,
that-
only bad clothes. Yeah.
That one's a really big one. It's just, that's always like, oh man, but it's raining outside. It's like, there's just no bad weather, it's just bad clothes.
This is like the flipped version of one man's trash is another man's treasure. It's one man's bread is another's death. It's just, yeah, I mean, it means the same thing, that like one person's fortune is another's misfortune. Den enes bröd är den andres död.
När den blinde bär den lame går båda framåt.
När den blinde bär den lame går. When the blind man carries the lame man, both go forward. Unity is strength. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Luck never gives, it only lends. Yeah, that's just like karma.
Yeah.
Don't cry over spilled milk. That one's good.
Oh, yeah, we use that one.
Den som spar no. God.
What's like a saying like that you know, maybe like your grandmother or somebody you know in your family used? Like all
Most
the
of these, honestly.
time.
Yeah.
To slide in on a shrimp sandwich.
Yeah.
It's like on a silver platter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like pretty much just grandmas use these. I don't know. Saying that isn't in English. These are Swedish idioms that there aren't equivalents for. No cow on the ice means no more worries. To have a fox behind the ears, to be cunning. Make a hen out of a feather. No, there's an English equivalent to this one. It's mountain out of a molehill. To lay down the pizza means to vomit. To pretend as if it's raining means to act innocently or inconspicuously. I guess, yeah, if like, it's like that innocent whistling, like something's happened and like everyone looks over at you and you're just like, looking in the other direction. That's when pretending as if it's raining. To fall between the chairs. When two authorities can't cooperate, someone will be forgotten by both. Yeah. It's like,
that's just libs.
And you got from where Assure lives. Är du go eller?
yeah. See, I've never really heard anyone say that.
I have.
Yeah. Outside of Gothenburg, or?
No, only Gothenburg.
I've never heard anyone in Gothenburg say that.
I mean, we have like our own weird dialects here in Canada compared to, I mean, we have a whole province that just speaks French. It's wild. and they're very adamant. Like, they have this one saying that I'd never heard in my life until I got into the military, and it was like, that's it, that's all. But, like, it's a very common thing that they'll say in, like, Quebec French, right? But it, like, while they translated it into English, it didn't quite, like, it's not quite the same, but we pretty much all just, like, took it up. And then in Quebec, they swear against the church. So instead of saying, like, you know, fuck you, they'll be like, tabernacle, right? Like the tabernacle. And then they'll say esti, like the bread. And like a few other things. And that is because in the 1960s, they had the, quote, Quiet Revolution, which was like somewhat of a separation of church and state, because the Catholic Church used to rule Quebec until around that time. I mean, they're still pretty conservative, but that's like what happened. And then all the kids were like, we're going to swear against the church now.
Right, because you could.
Yeah.
Down here in the south, we have like a lot of people up north say they have a really hard time understanding us.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's not just the accent, because we have like words that are like, I mean, nobody really kind of like speaks like that, like unless they're like literally farmers or like 100 years old, right?
Well, I mean, that's you though.
No. I mean, like, well, there's one that's funny, which is like, in Stockholm, right? You have the word balle. Balle in Stockholm means like penis, but down here it means your butt.
Oh, it's like Fanny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like over here in, well, at least in the US, right? Like your fanny is your butt. But in England, your fanny is like a woman's vagina. Front butt. Yeah.
But what
there's-
is
and-
a fanny pack?
Well, it is on the front, so unless... But I guess you could have it on the back, too.
Yeah,
so.
that's just asking to get shit stolen.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we have like Blanevan. You know what that is?
No.
That's like Grogvirke.
It's like what?
Grogvirke, like Coca-Cola, and like, you know, you say it's like, can I have some Blanevan? It's like you're asking for like Coca-Cola in your like rum.
Get out. Oh, I get it. Okay, I see. Yeah, it's like a mixed drink.
No, Fubik.
What?
Fubik.
I don't know what that is.
It's like, you know, moron. You're like, you're clumsy. You're like, you know.
I see. In the north, there's a very useful word. It's hair and head, which it means, it's just like a general word that can mean to put or to move, like, and you use it for everything. Like, ja, vart har du hett boken? Jag hade boken på hyllan. Where did you put the book? I put the book on the shelf. It's just a all-purpose word to mean any kind of moving or putting any object.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, it's very useful.
They also do the I don't know if that comes through in the...
I don't think it comes through in Discord.
No.
Oh no, I can hear it. It's it's like that little, it's like a wind sound.
Yeah, you just like suck in a bunch of air, and it just means like, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I used to use that when I lived in the north. Most people do.
Oh,
It's just like a ultra casual way of saying yes, yep, yeah.
yeah.
And you don't even have to say a word. It's just a noise.
Yeah, you just have to hyperventilate. And yeah.
Maybe that's what it was all this time. Somebody did that. They're like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically
it's
just
fu-
like a reverse whistle. Instead of blowing wind
Mhm.
out, you're just sucking wind in and making a noise.
Yeah.
It's it was a panic response. So like what my mom does, my mom has a really hard time sometimes where she'll like respond to you in her head and she thinks that she's responded, but she hasn't. So
Mm-hmm.
you're just kind of standing there after you ask her a question and she just like is staring at you. You're like, "Mom, you have to move your lips." But I feel like if she did that, sucking in, that would really help her.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't have to talk.
Yeah. It's convenient. Especially in northern Sweden where people generally don't like talking for, more than they have to.
Mm.
I mean, like, all of Sweden is like, we don't like talking to strangers, but I feel like in the north, we try to minimize talking just in general. Like, you don't small talk even with, like, your friends. Like, you just try, like, you get to the point. You say what you mean straight away. You don't, like, mince words. You just say whatever you want to say. Don't, like,
It's like
extend a
Because
conversation
they're
for...
not used to like meeting another person up there. Because
Yeah.
there's
It's like
no
5,000
people
miles to
well,
the next person's
well,
house.
I guess in this is like a while ago, but Martha's Vineyard, right? Before it became like the bougie shithole that it's at now, right? But like the original people that lived there, um, used to have like their own sign language, right? Because I don't know what it had something to do with like the genetics there, but like 1 in 5 people could not hear anything, right? And
Yeah.
because of that, everybody learned sign language and that's just how they used to communicate because, like 1/5 of the population had to use sign language anyways because they couldn't hear.
Yeah.
And it's quite they like stopped it, because people suck, but it's just quite fascinating that like, this community like saw a need and then like everybody changed, and it was like almost like a official half language.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
No.
Have you heard about the Nicaraguan school children's sign language?
No.
So in the 70s, uh, Nicaragua set up a school for deaf children, and they had not learned sign language, and they also didn't speak Spanish because most of them, at least, were born deaf. And so you put them all in the school together where, like, they can't really talk to each other. They can't really read Spanish at all. But, like, at the school, they were, like, learning to read and write in Spanish. But during recess, they were creating their own unique sign language to use to communicate to each other. And it's been studied by a lot of linguists because this Nicaraguan school children's sign language is the only known language in the world that is not related to any other language.
Really?
Yeah. So it
Wow.
is like it doesn't have any baggage from like previous languages. It doesn't inherit any grammar rules or anything. It's completely from scratch, its own unique thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. There was a British king in the 16th century, I think, who took a bunch of children, who couldn't, I forget if they were deaf or what it was, but a bunch of children who never learned how to speak English, and like one school teacher, and sent them to like an uninhabited island to see if they would start talking to each other, because he believed that whatever language they would start using to communicate to each other would be like God's original language that like Adam and Eve would have spoken.
Mm-hmm.
They all died
Oh.
because they were kids. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that was foretold. And that was actually the first iteration of Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or it's that one Survivors TV show, Robinson Crusoe.
Oh.
Survival Island.
Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was just Survivor.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of them now, I think. I think the original was Swedish, I'm pretty sure. It was called Robinson.
Yeah.
Mm.
The original was Swedish.
And then-
Survivor is based on Swedish show.
Yeah. And it like
Isn't
kicked
it the same with
off,
Big Brother? Because Big Brother was like from Denmark, I think, or
maybe. I don't
from
know.
Netherlands. I know
don't
those
know.
are two separate countries, but it was like somewhere there.
Yeah. No. They're separate countries, also kind of different countries.
No, I know that.
I'm not sure
I swear
what.
I know that. Listen, you know what? Europe is just one big country, I'm sure. So
I'm just curious, like,
I'm so sorry.
why either Denmark or the Netherlands?
I don't know. It's just like they're just like kind of in the same area of like the, you know.
Yeah,
The
but they're
North
not even
Sea.
next to each other.
They both
Yeah,
have land
sure.
in their name. Wait, no, they don't.
Well, Mark means land.
Oh, well, see? Fuck, I already knew.
Daneland. Yeah.
Wasn't that in the UK?
Wait, let me check the map. It's been a while. Oh yeah, no, they're far away. Germany's in between. Listen,
Yeah.
it's the one that's not Germany, okay?
Austria.
Belgium.
No, more
Luxembourg,
north. More
Switzerland, Liechtenstein.
north. Big Brother. They do have a Big Brother Canada now.
Well, that's
terrible.
good. Like
Terrible.
10 years
Oh.
after everyone stopped watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Dutch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the Netherlands.
So it's Netherlands.
Yeah.
Okay, see? I was kind of correct.
Kind of. Oh, it's not the Netherlands. It's Dutch.
I don't know, it's the one with the fucking wooden clouds and shit.
I think
Yeah.
the Netherlands is
Netherlands.
called Dutch because of the Pennsylvania Dutch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, in English, for some reason, the Netherlands, or like people from the Netherlands are called Dutch, and their language is called Dutch, even though in the Netherlands, they say, Nederlanders spreken de Nederlanden in Nederlands. Means Netherlanders speaking Netherlandish in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So they don't call themselves Dutch. Only
The Dutch are
Americans.
from Netherlands.
Yeah.
Wing.
Well, that's like around not quite the same. So I did like a lot of research of like my family years ago, right? And my last name is like everybody knows it, so I don't care. But as I dox myself, but it's Schufeld, right? Which is German, but it's from like that area of like Dusseldorf or whatever.
Düsseldorf.
Yeah, it's around. So it's like close to the Netherlands, but like my family ended up in like 16 something settling in the area where like the Pennsylvania Dutch were. So
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense now. Where I'm like, oh, okay, that's why they went to that area, because
Yeah.
imperialism.
I don't know if the Pennsylvania Dutch are actually Dutch or if they're German.
I think they're like a mix of both, maybe.
Yeah, because Dutch, I'm pretty sure, comes from Deutsch, which means German.
But also, like, back that far, Germany never actually became like a
Not a
like it was just
unified state.
yeah, it
No.
wasn't unified, so it was all like different, areas, right?
Yeah, but they all spoke German, and there was like a general sense of like the German people, even though there wasn't a unified German nation.
Yeah.
Because of like the Holy Roman Empire and stuff, like there was a lot of like everyone kind of wanted to be unified, but no one could agree on like who should lead the unified German nation.
And we know how that went.
Yeah. Where does the
does
word Prussia comes from? I don't know.
Yeah.
In German it's Prussen. I don't know where it's from originally. I think it's originally a Germanic word. This means like the people from the river of the I don't know, something. Some shit like that.
Yep.
Pretty much all like country names or like people names, if you look at the etymology, they all like boil down to like the people from here or like our place.
Yeah. Does it have any link with Russia? Well,
No.
I mean, not at that point.
They sound similar in English, but I'm pretty sure Prussia and Russia don't actually have anything to do with each other, because Prussia in German is Prussen, and Russia in Russian is Russia. So Prussen and Russia don't really sound all that similar. So I don't think they share like a history.
Yeah, it wasn't until the Victorian age when like everybody was, at least the monarchs, all suddenly became like related. Thanks, Queen Victoria.
My mother's side has a German last name, Hulot.
The unification of Italy is quite fascinating. I don't actually know anything about that.
The north and south of Italy still hate each other to this day. But I think
Does anybody truly like each other in like a country?
Not really. I think a lot of countries have like a north-south divide. Like New Zealand, the US, Sweden.
Canada is more of an east and west, and it's pretty much just like Quebec and Alberta hate each other.
I mean, Sweden doesn't really, it's mostly everybody just dislikes Stockholm.
It's like that with Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, it's kinda like the north. Like if you're from the north, yeah, you don't like Stockholm, but you also don't really like anywhere that's south of where you live.
Yeah, but who cares about what the people in north think? There's like no one there.
See, there is animosity between north and south. You're proving it.
Where does Quebec nationalism originate from? Oh, that's easy. Basically, when Canada like united in 1867, like before that we had like Upper and Lower Canada. Despite Ontario being Upper Canada and Quebec being Lower Canada, I don't understand it either, but those were the names.
Same thing in Germany, actually. Upper Saxony is in the south, and Saxony proper is in the north.
Oh, wow. But basically, with the one war, when the English took over all of the territory that used to be France's, the people, like the settlers from France and like their ancestors, worked really hard to like keep their quote heritage or like language and stuff.
Yeah.
Although if you tell a Quebec, like somebody from Quebec, that they're not actually like they're not indigenous, they're like really mad about that. And it's like, yeah, but you're not though. Like you guys still treat indigenous people like shit, but okay.
Well, the indigenous people don't speak French, so
No, they don't. They have like
it's their fault.
yeah. So like that's partially the reason why there is Quebec nationalism. Because and then there was also like, you know, the like the religion aspect.
Yeah.
It's a very complicated like history. And even part of New Brunswick is French, like near the Quebec border. And then we have like French communities all around Canada. Like there's a huge French community around the south shore of Nova Scotia, the Acadians. And then we've also got like French communities in northern Alberta, and I'm sure there's some in like Saskatchewan and Manitoba and stuff. I just don't know all that much about it. But I lived in an area where just outside of the town of Peace River, there were a bunch of communities. For example, there was Guy, Saint Isidore, as well as I can't remember the name, but like there's just a shit ton of like little French communities in northern Alberta in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, like the Swedish, the people who came over from Sweden to settle in the U.S. Kind of went all over as well. Like there are some areas where they're like concentrated, like Minnesota or whatever, but if you look at like maps of where they all migrated to, it's just kind of a bunch of little dots with like concentrated around certain areas, but generally they just went wherever.
It's like that too with like Ukrainian people here in Canada, which is a whole nother fucking conversation, but to center it on, a lot of them went to Alberta, per se, so much that we have like entire like there's a national park area that is like an old Ukrainian village. Vegreville has like a Ukrainian Easter egg, like a massive one that's like a tourist site. And there's just like very large. Oh, and our deputy prime minister is Ukrainian, and also her grandpa was a Nazi, but that's yeah.
Well, that doesn't, you know, that, I mean, Justin Trudeau's dad was Fidel Castro, so.
Yeah, well, she also worked for the newspaper that her grandpa was an editor for. So there's a long conversation with that.
Well, I mean,
goddamn Kulex.
Who hasn't worked at their grandpa's Nazi newspaper?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in Egypt as well. There's Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, and Upper Egypt is in the south and Lower Egypt is in the north. But that's because it's not based on north and south, but on the River Nile.
Oh, okay.
So the lower Egypt is like the lower part of the Nile, where it flows out into the Mediterranean, and Upper Egypt is the upper part of the Nile, so in the south.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's the same reasoning behind Saxony, like why Lower Saxony is in the north, if it's because it's like a river. Is there a Saxon river? I don't know.
Sometimes that is the case. I wonder if that's the case too with the St. Lawrence River, because I'm pretty sure it goes out to the ocean, or like the St. Lawrence Seaway and the river. So that might be the reason why it's Upper and Lower Canada.
There is no Saxon river. Okay. Then I don't know. Why is Lower Saxony in the north then? Or no, Lower Saxony in the north and Upper Saxony in the south. Like the southeast. They're not even like above and below each other. Like Saxony is in the northwest and Upper Saxony is in the southeast. It's flat. I don't know what that means. What do you... Oh, it's not land elevation. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that there might be indigenous communities on Prince Edward Island. I just don't know exactly if they're considered Mi'kmaq or Wet'suwet'en. So I'd have to like look that up myself, but Prince Edward Island is absolutely beautiful. It's tiny, but it's gorgeous there.
I never heard of
That
it
being
before.
said, I do have to get going.
Oh, okay. Ashley? Hello?
Ready?
Sorry, you cut out for a minute there.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that I have to get going, but it was awesome being on your show, and I'll
My
see you
show.
guys later.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it cut out. I was just like, oh, okay.
No.
What's going on? You're just quiet.
Well, are you gonna leave?
All right, I'll see you later.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks for coming on, Ashleen. It
No
was fun.
problem. Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Show. I like that. This is my talk show.
Yeah.
Why is there a West Virginia and not an East Virginia? Because it used to all just be Virginia, but then during the Civil War, West Virginia didn't want to join the Confederates, and so they became West Virginia. But Virginia didn't change its name to East Virginia. They just stayed Virginia.
Yeah.
Same reason why when they colonized what became New York, they called it New York, but Old York didn't change its name to Old York. It's still just York. You know? Why is there a
York.
Florida? I don't know. I blame Spain for that one. I blame Spain for Florida. I blame Spain for most things, I think. Spain and Denmark and the US. You still eating?
No, sorry. I was watching Ukrainian propaganda video, which is bonkers. It's a lady in like traditional Ukrainian clothes in a wheat field, beheading a Russian with a sickle. Like not real.
Yeah.
Like it's acted, but it's still pretty bonkers.
Right. I see.
And I just got mesmerized when I saw it. What did you say?
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay.
No, just wondering what you were doing.
Yeah, no, I was watching that stuff.
I see. Do you think Sweden is gonna join NATO?
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of talk about it
Yeah.
because there's an election in September and they're shameless and won't talk about absolutely anything. But like, you know, like the parties that want to join NATO are the ones that are just 100% preoccupied with cutting taxes. So I don't think that, they would genuinely go through with it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, they can use it like as election.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're doing, right? Like and plus, right? Like the Sweden Democrats do not want to join NATO, right? And the right can't do anything without the Sweden Democrats, like realistically.
Yeah.
And unless they go in a coalition or do it with the Social Democrat, and the Social Democrats does not want to join NATO, so I don't think there's a way for us to join NATO realistically.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, no.
I mean, it
like,
depends on what
the-
happens, but like,
Yeah.
you know.
I do think that the Social Democrats could be persuaded to support it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they're like super like hardcore, you know, anti-NATO.
No, it's not about. I think that regardless of how like, cause Social Democrats, they're pointless. They're just looking for votes, right? And that's why they're repeating talking points. That's why they're not really putting like a hard no on NATO, because they know they can't, because they want to appeal to the right-wing Social Democrats. But if they ever did join NATO, there's so many Social Democrats or people vote for Social Democrats that like value the Swedish neutrality or whatever and would not want to join NATO. So I don't think they would ever do it, but they would never, like right now they're trying to be very diplomatic at it, because the moderates and the liberals are sitting there like, oh, Ukraine's being invaded. Look at Social Democrats. Like, they don't want to join NATO and they don't care about you. They want you to die and to be taken over by the Russians, right? So like,
Yeah.
it just becomes silly, and it is an election year, so, but I don't think realistically there is like, I don't think the Social Democrats would go with NATO.
Yeah. Because the last time it was like up for consideration, we had a referendum about it. At the same time, or around the same time as we had a referendum about joining the EU. Joining the EU was like 51% yes, and then joining NATO was like 49% yes. But so I think that because we've already had a referendum on it, the chances of it happening, like of there being another referendum on it, are smaller.
Yeah, no.
Because it's not that often that there's a nationwide referendum on the same thing. Because it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, and despite all this, like when it comes to like what I've seen, like the Sweden Democrats voters are kind of like following the Sweden Democrat line, right? Which is like from what I've seen, they are not wanting to join NATO. I think mostly because the Sweden Democrats said we shouldn't join NATO. So it's like, I don't know. No, I don't think there would be a referendum. The right would need Sweden Democrats unless they get the Social Democrats, and I don't think they would get the Social Democrats. So I think it's all talk now because it's an election year. But I don't think there's actually any like realistic chance of us joining NATO.
Yeah. No, I don't really think so either. But I think it is something that can hurt the left.
Yeah.
Like being pro-neutrality when the right is saying like, oh, Russia is evil, war crimes in Ukraine, we have to do something.
Especially when the Sweden Democrats are saying no, then they'll be like the whole like, oh, so you're like the same as the Sweden Democrats because they said, like
the far right and the far left are exactly the same actually.
Yeah.
And this is just further proof.
Exactly, like that kind of stuff. It's like, but. It's just Swedish people hate paying taxes, right? Like, there's no fucking way they would like, they don't like. Most people don't even want to put more money into the defense, which is like, like, fine. Like, I don't care. Like, it's like, so like, why would they want to join? Like, and the arguments being put, which I think a lot of like, because a lot of Swedish people, even though they kind of have like some kind of like fondness towards the United States because it's in like movies and stuff so much, right? They probably wouldn't like the idea of being like politically controlled by the United States, and I think a lot of Swedish people see that. So when the argument comes up, oh, would you want to let Russia determine your foreign policy? It's like, no, but we don't want the United States to do either, right? Like,
Yeah.
no, but like Swedish people whine about taxes so fucking much. It's like always like, oh, is that where my taxes are going? And you know, it's like, I don't want taxes to go to immigrants. They should go just to Swedish people, and then Swedish people get them. Oh, but they are like sitting there on benefits, and
I
I
mean,
don't
that
like
that
it
is
going
like
to Swedish people.
that is the classic Republican talking point as well.
Yeah.
Like the Republicans in the US say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want my tax dollars going to benefits for Mexican welfare queens.
Yeah, but I don't like him going for Swedish people, even though they say, oh, we should take care of Swedish people, and then we take care of Swedish people. Well, I don't want to take care of those Swedish people.
Yeah. Old people, well, they can just die. No, I don't want my tax dollars going to helping old people. And you know, what do old people do for me?
Yeah.
No, I don't want my tax dollars going to taking care of children. What do children do for me? Children are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, they want to go to school. They want to learn how to read. I already know how to read. I already know how to write.
Yeah. I learned how to write from my bootstraps.
Yeah. I grew up in a cave raised by wolves, and even I know how to write.
Yeah. Things are good here, Spurkin.
Well,
But
depends.
it's, I don't know. I just, Swedish politics is infuriating. It's like, I'm just hoping that the liberals get thrown out because they're so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it is looking like they're gonna be below the 4% minimum
yeah.
required to get them into parliament. Possibly the Green Party as well. And I mean, there is a bit of a spoiler effect there, right? Because the polls are showing that the Greens are going to be below the 4%.
Then people won't vote for them.
Yeah. Because people are going to feel like, well, if I vote for the Green Party and then they get, 3.5% or whatever, then my vote isn't going to count, So then people who are on the fence, who are not like die-hard Green Party supporters, they're going to vote for Social Democrats instead.
Yeah, and the liberals are going to vote for the
Center
moderates.
Center Party or moderates, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, or Sweden Democrats too. I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
Left Party is at 9%, I think, in the last polls.
Yeah. They were up at 10, 11%. They've gone down a bit.
Yeah.
Personally, I like to think it's because Nooshi Dadgostar said that they weren't going to nationalize all the banks.
Why wouldn't we want to do that?
I don't know. You just said that.
Sounds like a really good thing to do.
Yeah. Just pragmatism.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're still capitalists, folks. We're not communists.
Yeah, we haven't been communists since 1995.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Swedish people love private banks.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't love banks, honestly?
Yeah.
Especially
after all the money laundering they've been doing.
Yeah.
All got busted with money laundering.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you mean money laundering for international criminals and stuff like that? Whoopsies. Used to want to be a banker. Honestly, I don't know what a banker does. Like, just works in a bank, but what do they do in a bank?
They
Like,
sit behind a desk and they press a button that says money, and then money comes up on the computer screen.
yeah.
That's what I imagine a banker does every day.
Yeah, I honestly... And, like, banker is, like, one of those things that, like, if banker are, like, the people that, like, you go to a bank, like, all that stuff can almost be done by internet. Like, so bankers is, like, it's a dying profession. You can do that, like, yourself on the internet. The internet is making bankers obsolete.
You also have to have someone guarding the big bank vault with all the gold doubloons in it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's probably a big part of what bankers do. Is they make sure that no one's taking all the gold.
Yeah. No one with, like, stripy shirt, like tippy with, like,
It's the white and black striped shirt with a big, like, bag over their shoulder and a ski mask.
And a, like, black beret.
Yeah. And these, like, shiny, like, black dress shoes.
Yeah.
And, like, they're
Just
got, like,
sneaky.
really long and spindly legs
Yeah.
that they're tipping around on.
They like when they see those, the banks are like, Shoo, get out of here. Go on, get.
Yeah. And I think most banks have vaults anymore. No, I like to imagine that every, like, tiny little bank office, like, no matter how small it is, they have, like, at least a small bank vault with gold in it.
In my bank here in town, they do have, like, a vault.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in it. Probably money.
I mean, the vaults usually are like safes that you can rent and you can put like your valuable stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like you get your own little box that you put stuff in, like, I don't know, a watch or something.
Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies, yeah. You know, stuff that's worth
Yeah.
millions of dollars. Or like old letters, shit that you don't want to lose, you know. Why? I don't know. If you're very paranoid about like you being robbed and this one thing that's like a family heirloom or something being stolen, you can put it in a bank vault. Then you know it's safe. And then you have like instructions for like 50 years after you die, the bank worker will like find your closest living relatives and give them a old letter written on like parchment with a feather and ink. It says like, "My dearest grandchild, this
Yeah.
family heirloom was in my possession for generations. And now it's yours. But first you must complete this trial and find the hidden skull of the Pirate Cove."
No, Sebs. Not a centralized bank. Like, when you live in your little, like, forest commune, you just, like, walk up to someone, "Hey, you're good at storing money. Can you store my money?" And they say, "Yes, you can store your money." And then maybe you can make lenses. And then, like, you say, "I can make glasses for you if you store my money and stuff." That's how it should work.
Yeah. That's how you do supply lines
Yeah.
and managing of the economy. You just
True.
have people finding each other. You know.
It's like a Tinder for professions.
Yeah. Just have like an app.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm like a bartering app. Like, I'm looking for sheepskin. I have glassware. Then the app will like match you up with someone living close to you who has what you need.
Yeah. I'm looking for sheepskin. I have nothing, but I am a YouTuber.
I make YouTube videos, so
Yeah.
you should feel indebted to me.
Yeah. Exposure, okay? I got exposure for you.
I can make a sponsored video for you for your sheepskin bartering. Well, it's not a business. Your services.
Yeah.
This video is sponsored by Old Man John, who lives in the woods and shoots animals.
Yeah. Shoot
wild
sheep.
wild sheep. Yeah.
Others people's sheep. He just goes into sheep pens and like sets up. He has like a hunting tower at someone's sheep pen. And sets
He
up
like
there every morning.
lives like on the border with someone's farm.
Yeah.
It's like taking pot shots. But he only does like 1 or 2 sheep a week, so it's like,
Yeah, mutual aid.
yeah, they think it's like the fox or something gets to them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it'll work. That's the future, folks.
Yeah. I love bartering economies.
Yeah.
Because I have so many valuable things to trade.
Yeah. I have my stamp collection.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best thing
probably-
about bartering, though, is you can just trick people into thinking that what you have is valuable. You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I have this old fucking stamp. It's worth like $1 million. Trust me.
Trust me, bro. I'll trade your Elden Ring copy for your house. Yes. Good trade. Yeah, I'll trade your Elden Ring for your computer.
Yeah. If you live in a society with no supply lines, if you need a house, you just find someone who likes to build houses.
Yeah, just enjoys. Gets a real kick out of it.
Yeah. It's John the house guy, and then he'll build you a house.
Yeah.
For 3 sheepskins.
Yeah. Why are there bullet holes in these sheepskins?
Don't worry about it. And also don't tell anyone about it.
Yeah, it's just old Pete who has an oil refinery. That's what he likes doing. He likes
Yeah.
refining oil.
I just love working on an oil rig, so I built
Yeah.
one myself from scratch.
Yeah. No, someone who knows how to build oil rigs built it for him. So he could-
So that he could work on it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just has like a shit ton of barrels of oil with nothing to do with them.
Yeah. That's what he barters. He just like, yeah.
Crude oil. It's like unrefined. People
Yeah,
are like, what the
unrefined
fuck am I
crude oil.
supposed to do with this? Like, I don't know, you can set it on fire. Barrel enthusiast.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta go to Jim the barrel guy, get some barrels.
Yeah.
Whoever is like a steel mill enthusiast is gonna have so many bartering offers.
Yeah. True.
They're gonna be like the multi-millionaire of this barter economy.
Yeah. It's gonna have so many fucking sheepskins.
Yeah. What if you're like a child slavery mining rare earth metals in the Congo enthusiast?
Yeah.
It's a lot of sheepskin to be made on that.
Exactly. That's the currency. Sheepskins. That's when it moves on. Everybody's like, this bartering is crap. Let's just, like, sheepskin is new currency.
Yeah, or I mean, what if I don't have any sheepskin right now. I'll just write like I owe you 2 sheepskin on this piece of paper.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can trade that with other people. It's
Yeah.
the value of 2 sheepskins, but it's backed up by
Yeah.
like this
then
bank
you
that
have-
has a bunch of sheepskin in like a vault, so that you
Yeah.
know that like this piece of paper is actually backed up by like a physical sheepskin in the bank.
Yeah. Then you can, like, everybody's like, you can, like, speculate on the value of sheepskin, all these enthusiasts, right? There we go. Figured it out. Cracked the code.
This is gonna be the most efficient anarchist system ever.
Love it. Like, I want a horse, but I have a shoe. Jim wants a shoe, will give me a jacket. Jane has a pig. If I give them a jacket, a pig to a cart to a phone, a horse to some jewelry to a shack to a house. Yeah, it's like that guy that traded up from like a paperclip. That's anarchism right there.
Yeah. Can I use goat skin? Just give a sure. No. What? I'm not skin. I'm not dead.
Yeah.
Is that possible? Yeah, I mean, if you have a lot of time and also you go viral on the internet so people want to help you because they think you're cool, then yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he just like, he went around with a paperclip, he traded it for something small, and then he went somewhere else, traded that. I mean, I think it took like years.
It took years.
Yeah. But eventually he like worked his way up, and then he had like a motorcycle. And then I think eventually he traded like a motorcycle for a house. It's like a rundown, like not very expensive house, but he did it. So then he could say like, I traded this paperclip for a house.
Yeah, look, pull yourself up by the bootstraps like me.
But also he spent a shit ton of money on like gas to like, because he traveled all around the country for years to, you know, trade this fucking paperclip.
Yeah.
Motorcycle for a house. Yeah, I mean, it was an expensive motorcycle and a pretty cheap house. So the monetary value was kind of close, I guess. And it was like, he found like some guy who wanted to move out anyway, couldn't sell his house, wanted a motorcycle. Yeah, stuff like that. He had a car. Yeah, I mean, he had to, you know, travel around the country. He didn't like only barter with people in like his hometown.
In his forest community.
No, like he had a website where people could like send him emails like, hey, I'll trade you, blah, blah, blah. What video? I don't know, just Google red paperclip bartering or something. Trading red paperclip.
There's people that's made videos on him. Like, it's quite a while ago. It's not something that's like extremely new.
Yeah, it was like one of the, I don't know, it was like a pretty early internet viral thing.
Yeah.
Like one of the first things to go viral. Yeah, and he had money, he had clothes, he had a home to live in. Like it wasn't like he was homeless with like nothing but like a single paperclip and that's it. Like he was like a middle class white guy, you know. The point wasn't that like you could pull yourself up by the bootstrap if all you have is a paperclip. The point was just that like with enough time and dedication you can trade yourself upward, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he had a car, like he had to get places, he had a website, you know, like he wasn't broke. That wasn't the point. Leeds.
I've been to Leeds.
I haven't.
We were there. We were in a bar or a pub during a football game, and one guy punched a hole in the ceiling.
I was literally gonna say he punched the wall, and then you said he actually did punch the ceiling. Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh.
OBS is not recognizing the game. Give me a second.
It's been a second.
I'm sorry.
It's the same.
Okay, the game froze.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy. Went homeless with his phone. He had 3 months to become a millionaire. First day, posted a story to his Instagram, 1,000 followers to get a place to stay. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. He like got a job like immediately.
Seen like so many like because I've been like scrolling through like the shorts on YouTube, and there's so many of these like money like get rich, like talking about millionaires. There's there's this billionaire. He was actually homeless. He just traveled around in hotels in his private jet and stuff like that. And like how he talked, and then it was like he was like personal, like material possessions doesn't make you happy. It's like literally fuck off. Private jet and flying around the world staying in the hotels. Okay, your opinion is completely invalid.
Yeah. Have you seen the show Inventing Anna on Netflix?
No, but Ben was talking about it.
Yeah, it's really good.
What's it about?
It's about it's based on the true story of this this Russian girl who basically went around New York pretending to be a millionaire, and she like got into places and like she became famous, and like she scammed all of these like banks and stuff to give her like hundreds of thousands of dollars to like so she could open up like an art club or whatever. And the whole thing was based on like she was just telling them like she was like a German heiress or whatever. She like had a bunch of money, and like all these people were just like so desperate to get in on like this hot new project or whatever that they didn't give a shit that there was like no proof of anything she was saying. And yeah, she went to jail eventually for like scamming banks, which is pretty based.
Damn. You're not allowed to scam banks? What kind of world do we live in?
Yeah, that's like the most illegal thing you can do. Is do anything
Yeah.
against the banks.
Yeah. What's up, Subs?
Based.
Hey, Sebs.
Hi. Sorry, Asher. You were. You said it was pretty, and then I went based, and then I realized that my microphone wasn't connected.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good
My
show.
God. I love Anna. Queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, I have a question, unrelated. Whatever happened to Mostly?
Who? The
Oswald
fascist.
mostly?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he died.
How?
I don't know.
Just...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
He was a fascist in the UK during World War II.
Interesting.
Churchill?
Churchill?
No, like openly fascist.
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I think like after World War II, just like people didn't want to vote for a guy who was calling himself a fascist, so they just voted for the people who wanted the same stuff but didn't call themselves fascists.
Nice.
So then his party just like disappeared.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, we like our fascists to be secretive about it.
Well, yeah. It's the whole thing. I mean, it's all fucking... whatchamacallit? Optics.
Yeah. Optics, huh?
Yeah, it's all about having a good look, sweaty.
Yeah.
Oh, yesterday I was watching Euphoria, and there's a scene where they go into a female drug lord,
Yeah.
and and Rue goes like, the main character goes, "How many female drug dealers do you know? Good ones? Yeah, one. See, we need to solve this issue or something." And
Yeah.
and we were like, more female drug dealers.
Yeah.
This is what Kamala should focus on her presidency run, like
Yeah.
more female drug dealers.
Like,
Yeah.
do you know how big the wage gap is between male and female drug lords? and cartel
Yeah.
leaders, it's huge. Like the average female cartel leader earns like $100,000 less a day than a male cartel leader. And that may not sound like much for a cartel leader, but it adds up over time.
Over years.
Yeah. Support your local female drug dealers. In Minecraft.
Yeah.
Wow, this guy's fucking douchebag.
Who, Wing?
No. There's
Wow.
I'll ban him for you. I'll ban him.
no. There was this video that's called "Tricking My Vegetarian Wife," and he's literally like
Oh yeah, that's fucked up.
cooking food in bacon grease to trick her to eat it.
She can literally die.
I don't know about that.
If
but
she's
like,
like
you know,
has a meat
it's-
allergy or
it's really fucking
No,
mean.
but like if you haven't eaten like any meat for a while, like, and then you get it, like all of a sudden it can like cause something, cause a reaction or something.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because your body is not used to processing that kind of shit.
I guess that's true, especially if it's like red meat.
Mm-hmm.
Then like because like we're primates, like our digestive system isn't like designed to process red meat. It's designed for plants.
This is a fucked up thing to do, right? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
you know.
No,
It's
but
like
you see, Bram,
the-
it's funny because she's vegetarian and haha, vegetarians.
Wow, Sebs. Vegan inviting. It's like the Yasov battalion like coating their bullets in pig grease to shoot
Yeah.
at the Chechen Muslims, which
Yeah.
like shows their ignorance because it's not like it doesn't matter, like it doesn't
Oh
do
no,
it. It doesn't
my
do
bullets
anything.
are not halal.
like ask any imam and they'll tell you like no, it's if you eat if you eat pork. It doesn't like if someone shoots you with a bullet that has pork grease, like that doesn't mean
Yeah, the pork grease is the
Yeah.
lethal part,
Halal
not the
is like,
bullet.
no, sorry,
Yeah.
your bullets weren't halal, so get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. No, but like the idea is that like if you shoot a Muslim with a pork grease bullet, then they'll go to hell because it's
Oh,
not halal.
Yeah.
But- I mean,
That
it-
was like, that's such okay.
yeah. I mean, what if in saying that you are also kind of like recognizing that the Muslims are correct and that pork is is haram?
Yeah.
So it's like you're kind of admitting that you are also a Muslim because you're saying the Muslims have the right of it.
Yeah, like you would have to agree with their premise of you will go to hell if you eat pork too.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like weird.
But also, yeah, like if someone tricks you into eating pork, it's still not haram. If someone, you know, like I don't know, touches you with pork or whatever, it's still not haram. Like you have to make the decision to eat pork.
Yeah.
It's only then when it's haram.
Touches you with pork.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like if someone like takes a pork rib and like throws it at you, you're not gonna go to hell.
I am someone walking and all of a sudden a pork rib falling to their face. Oh, who did that?
Yeah. It's like, oh
I mean,
fuck,
they
now I have to go to
literally do
mosque.
that. The fascists here, I mean, they did stuff like putting like pig heads outside of like mosques and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, it's fucked up.
Oh
There
my
was a mosque at a Facebook group. They were like doing like a food drive, and like gathering food that they were like gonna give to the homeless and stuff. I think, or they were asking for donations or something. And some like white guy in the comment was like, "Hehe, I can donate you some bacon sandwiches." And the imam was like, "Thank you, brother. We can give these to the local homeless people."
Yeah,
You
we
know?
can give this to the local fascists that show up. at Selma.
Oh my god.
Infinite punishment for finite crime makes no sense. Yeah, I mean, it depends on who you ask about, like, what hell actually is like. You'll get a lot of different answers about if it's actually eternal damnation or if it's just like you're in hell until you've repented for your sins and then you can go to heaven.
Mm.
You know, it depends. It varies heavily depending on what kind of Christian or Muslim or Jew you're talking to. Jews generally don't believe in hell at all, and some
Really?
Christians also don't. Christians believe that some Christians don't believe that there's literally a hell. They believe that hell is the absence of God. So if you die without being a Christian, without knowing God, then you're going to be dead outside of, like, you're not, God's light isn't reaching you, and that itself is hell. But yeah,
Interesting.
there are a lot of different.
How would they? Interesting. It's
Yeah.
like I would just ask them how to explain like Bible lore.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a shit ton of different explanations for everything in the Bible and everything that's not in the Bible.
Yeah. I've been lately been craving reading the Bible just to learn Bible lore of like angels and stuff. And
you should read the Book of Revelations. That's the one that has all the angels in it.
Yeah, I want Revelations, also Genesis to have a baseline.
Yeah.
I think Numbers is also interesting.
Yeah.
I have a Bible. I got it when I got confirmed.
There's also Enoch, first, second, and third Enoch. They've got like a magic
but those
and
are not. Those are not.
What?
Those are secret.
they're apocrypha. They're not in the canon Bible, but a lot of Christians still read them.
Yeah, because there are literally references in the Bible about Enoch, and it's like and the church is like, no, we don't talk about those. It's literally in the Bible. But yeah.
Yeah. Bible. Ever heard of it?
No. I only read the Quran.
Oh my god.
Did you know that when the Quran was first translated into Swedish, there were only like 3 Muslims in Sweden?
Yeah. Well, good for them.
Yep.
An eternal crime. I think an eternal crime that you deserve like infinite punishment for is if you drink påskmust at Christmas or julmust at Easter.
They're literally the same.
I literally didn't understand anything you said.
But if you switch them around, like you drink the wrong soda at the wrong holiday, that's a crime.
What? Just like a label. Switch out the label.
Yeah, and the Bible is just a book. Like, what's your point? This holiday, yeah. So in Sweden we have a traditional drink called julmust for Christmas, and it's like this malty hopper kind of. It's like a soda with like a slight beer flavor, and it's traditional around Christmas. And then
root beer.
Yeah,
No.
it tastes a little
No,
bit like
not
beer.
no, not like root beer though. No.
Oh
It,
yeah,
it's
no,
like
not root
it's
beer.
like beer slash Coca-Cola kind of
Yeah,
taste,
Okay.
it's
and
like
it's super good.
75% Coca-Cola, 25% like light beer, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That can
Notice
kind of
how
give you
they
an idea.
say the full name at 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 break right now. Product placement. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's just a flavor. It's not a brand technically. There are different kinds of it.
yeah.
It's like orange soda.
Coca-Cola is literally the name of the brand.
Yeah, Coca-Cola, but I just meant like flavor wise.
Yeah.
Coke.
Yeah.
Coke
And
flavor.
it's like in at Christmas it outsells Coca-Cola.
Yeah. It's like the only time of year when Coca-Cola is not the number one selling soda. It's during Christmas when people buy Julmust instead.
It's really tasty.
Mm.
And but then at Easter there's Påskmust, which is the same thing, well, the same flavor, but it's called Påskmust, so it's for Easter. And
Wow.
I'm saying that a crime that is worthy of infinite punishment is if you're drinking the Easter soda at Christmas or the Christmas soda at Easter, because you're not supposed to do that.
Can you even do that? I mean, if you save it, I guess, but like,
Yeah.
do they even sell it?
No, they don't. It's literally the same company. Just it changes the label on the bottle. That's it.
Some
But
companies don't do the Easter version. Some of them just do it for Christmas.
Yeah. But like the soda generally doesn't. It doesn't sell. They don't sell it outside of Christmas. It's only you can get it for a bit after each one of them
Oh, they only
because
sell
they
it
have the
inside of
stock.
Christmas.
Well, yeah, like they don't like you can get some after Christmas and a bit, well, they start a bit before and also for Easter and after, but that's just as long
Wait,
as like their
so they
stock
don't
lasts.
just sell it on the 24th and 25th? Wow.
No,
No,
it's
it's like a month or so before Christmas
yeah,
starts, I guess.
but then it'll usually be in store as long as their stock lasts. But then it's gone.
Yeah.
But usually usually there's like if you like you can get a hold of it, like there's always like some corner shop that has it still or something, like it's like it's not like it's illegal to sell it outside. It's just there's only shipments for those holidays because people only really buy them then, right?
Oh
Like
my god. Sorry.
What's up?
Oh, I'm playing Minecraft and a fucking like blaze alternative literally spawned in the middle of my farm and it's killing everyone.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Now I'll have to organize them again.
Just that warrant and always forever, so long as it's meaningless to even try to capture the length of punishments. Yeah, I mean the idea of like an infinite punishment for a finite crime, like I can understand why.
Is there such a thing of an infinite crime?
No, because even like literally no matter what you do, the universe itself has like an end point. Like technically, I mean it's like it's so far in the future that it might as well be forever. But technically, there is like a heat death of the universe eventually, and so the universe is not going to be eternal. So literally, no matter what, even if you destroy the entire universe and kill all life in the universe, that's still technically a finite crime, like compared to a literal eternity in heaven or hell. Like there, eventually, so much time will pass that the thing you did, no matter how big or small, will just be like the blink of an eye compared to how much time you've spent in heaven or hell. So like there is such a thing as like an infinite punishment or reward for that matter for something that was finite.
Ooh.
Which is kind of like, not super fair,
Should I?
Yes, follow me.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean.
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 Fan.
New York Times put out an article. How do we deal with a superpower led by a war criminal?
Which one?
Right, Putin, of course.
George Bush?
No, they're talking about Putin.
That is literally the definition of that one Garfield meme.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the question. The New York Times opinion piece. How do we deal with a superpower led by a war criminal?
The unawareness.
Spider-Man meme, yeah. Just standing in a circle pointing at each other.
Yeah.
I imagine the answer, since it's New York Times, is more nukes and more war.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Put nukes in Ukraine, put nukes in Turkey. I don't know.
Assassinate Putin. And,
Kill Putin,
all
go to
that,
war. Yeah. Which person has a superpower? No, like a country. Like a country can be a superpower, like a global hegemon.
Yeah.
Countries of superpower. Wow.
Not superpowers, like Superman, like a super country.
Yeah.
I'm super country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go hang out with the GF. But thank you for letting me on your show, Sure.
You're welcome.
All right. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
girl.
I'm lost. No, like a country can be a regional power, and then a country can also be a global power, and that's what you call a superpower. Not like a Superman, like X-ray vision, not that kind of superpower.
Why not?
Because that's a different kind of thing. The
What
USA,
kind of
yeah,
thing?
but this New York Times
Explain the
article is talking
difference.
about Putin and Russia.
Why do you have to make it boring?
I don't know.
Are you a teacher or something? God.
Yeah, I am.
You're not, though.
What?
You're not yet. Aren't you? Can you legally be called a teacher?
Yeah, I've legally worked as a teacher.
Oh, yeah, you have. But don't you need, like, the actual title or whatever? The piece of paper?
If I can get paid more if I do. But like
Literally, what's the difference?
the only difference is I get paid more. That's it. It's a difference.
Like, you wouldn't even be doing different things.
Oh no, I would be doing exactly the same thing that I'm doing right now. But if I had a degree, I would get paid more.
Literally. This is why we need to DIY degrees.
Yeah.
If you need a degree of something, you just go to someone who likes making degrees. And just get one. Why go to school if you know something who knows how to print degrees?
It's true.
That's how people become doctors. Oh my god. I can't. Sorry. Like it's wild because like even like I remember when that Discord surfaced last time. Um, Zoe, I think it's her name. Like made a tweet and someone quote tweeted her saying, "You're literally not even responding the question," and she wasn't, and I was like, "Wow!" Even the people who are anarchists, who I kind of respect, can't even answer this. But yeah,
I mean, I saw a lot of anarchists making fun of it too, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, but it's like then answer the question. Yeah.
Why go to the movie theater when you know someone who's a movie maker? Yeah,
True.
easy.
A movie making enthusiast. Also, you don't even have to be actually one, you just need to be enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
That's the best part of all.
You're enthusiastic about telling people shit, then you're a teacher.
I mean, true.
Like, you know, I spend a lot of time on TikTok and I feel like I know a lot of history. So,
Oh my god. I thought you were going to say I'm a TikTok enthusiast.
no, but I've learned history from TikTok. So, I feel like I can just kind of get out there into the classroom and start teaching.
Yeah. I once saw a TikTok that said that Stalin bad, so
Yeah,
I
that
stopped
too.
being a Marxist then, and I was like, oh wow, the USSR actually was bad, and now I'm a neoliberal, so. I
Yep.
think I'm basically now a political scientist, so yeah.
It's actually crazy. If you like go on the history section of TikTok, I swear like 9 out of 10 TikToks are just blatantly false. Yeah, that are talking about like history.
Yeah, I don't remember where I saw this TikTok. I think Ben showed it, or you probably showed it, but it was like this guy saying like this random history fact, and then he said, "But this is a complete lie, so you shouldn't believe anything that you watch on TikTok." And I was like, "Why do you have to lie to me?"
Yeah. Especially for some reason, anything that has anything to do with ancient Egypt. It's like every TikTok that mentions ancient Egypt is just like, did you know this thing about ancient Egypt? And then did you say some shit that's just not true?
Oh, that is true. I feel like for the amount that people talk about Egypt, not as much has been actually discovered or understood. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like if you compare like Egypt to ancient Sumeria, you have basically the same amount of like source material to go on. Like you have just as much writing pretty much in ancient. I mean, really, you have more writing I think from ancient Sumeria than from ancient Egypt, and more importantly, you have writing that is like better understood than ancient Egyptian. But people talk way more about ancient Egypt than Sumeria.
Why? Interesting.
I mean, there was like in Hollywood in like the early 20th century, there was like a big Egypt mania, like a bunch of mummy movies and like the ancient Egyptian curses and shit like that. So people just became very interested in Egypt for some reason.
Okay, but like, why Egypt? Because, like, for example, I have like thought about like, oh, okay, like anime became popular because the US wanted to create like wanted to invent a reality where Japan good, or people didn't have to associate Japan with like the bad shit that the US did in Japan, or even like see Japan as a proxy country of the US or whatever. And so that's why they made anime popular in the US and in the West in general. And now they're doing that with Korean culture and South Korean culture, with K-pop and K-dramas and stuff, right? And like, and so what would be the reason for doing that with Egypt?
I think it kind of dates back to Napoleon. Because during the Napoleonic Wars, Napoleon went to Egypt to fight the British, because Egypt was a British colony. And he like brought back a bunch of shit from Egypt to put in like France, and as like, you know, artifacts and stuff. He found the Rosetta Stone, which was like the key to deciphering ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. So that unlocked a lot of new information about ancient Egypt and life in ancient Egypt that we never knew before, because we couldn't read the language. And then Europe basically just got a raging hard on for anything that had anything to do with ancient Egypt. Just everyone was just super fascinated with Egypt. And also, there's like a bunch of like gold and stuff to find in the tombs. So European archaeologists just wanted to go to Europe to like find ancient kings' tombs and stuff and take home all the gold. So you got a lot of funding for archaeological expeditions to Egypt because of that.
To rob gold, basically.
Yeah, just like violate tombs and steal all the shit and put it in museums in Europe.
And what was the Egyptian government stance?
They were a colony, so they didn't really have a stance. They were
interesting.
Yeah, they gained their independence in I think 1956.
What?
Yeah, after World War II.
Interesting.
Maybe 1956 was when they had a revolution to overthrow the kingdom. I forget. They had a kingdom first that was like mostly aligned with the UK, and then Gamal Abdel Nasser had like a pro-independence revolution that overthrew the monarchy, and he created the United Arab Republic, and he made a union with Syria, and the goal was to like create a pan-Arab state across all of Middle East and North Africa.
Oh, is this why Israel went into Egypt and Syria? Oh.
Yeah, exactly. That was when that war happened. And Israel took the Sinai Peninsula and stuff. That was after the revolution. Yeah, Nasser was kind of socialist as well.
What?
Nasser, the leader of Egypt at the time, he was kind of socialist as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, he had a whole like theory about that's called Nasserism today. He called it like Arab socialism. That was basically about like why Marxism wouldn't work in Arab countries and why they needed like their own special kind of socialism. And like one of the things was how like there isn't any class conflict among Arabs. There's only like anti-colonialism, like the different classes in among Arabs don't have conflict with each other in the Marxist sense. It's just conflict between Arabs and like colonial overlords.
I mean, that is a form of class conflict in itself.
Yeah. I mean, it is, but like, he just means that like
directly with Marxism, I guess.
Yeah, he just means that like when the Europeans are kicked out, then we can have like class collaboration in Arabia. or like the Pan-Arabic homeland, because we're all Arabs, so therefore we'll all get along, and like we don't have to have a fight between Arab proletarians and Arab bourgeoisie. We can all just like work together for our Arab homeland.
I get it, but also, why would there be an Arab? Like, why? Like, if there's a proletariat and a bourgeoisie, then there's still like exploitation, but they are either fine with that exploitation or they don't see it as such.
I think it's more that it wasn't thought of as exploitation in
Like they saw it as necessary for the Arab cause, I guess. I don't know.
or no, I think it was just like trading and merchants have been a part of like Arab culture and Islam for a very long time, so it's like you can't do full socialism because it like takes away from the Arab culture or something.
Interesting.
And like all the classes can work together for like national unity. It's like the whole idea behind class collaborationism. Sweden has the same thing.
Mm.
And like foreign policy wise, they wanted to like be like neutral between the Soviet Union and China and the United States. They wanted to be like non-aligned, so not pro-West or pro-East.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you got. They wanted to be like
Neutral between the Eastern Bloc and the West.
Okay, has Switzerland actually been neutral?
For most of its history, yeah. I mean, Switzerland was basically created in order to be a buffer state between France, Italy, and Germany. That's basically Switzerland's whole purpose, is to exist as a buffer state between those countries. And Austria, Hungary as well.
That's true.
Yeah, so like Switzerland hasn't like gone to war or anything. But I mean, like economically and like diplomatically and stuff, they're pro-West.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, they aren't really as neutral as they want people to seem, as they seem to be to people. I don't know.
No, they're not. They're not neutral. They're just like pacifist, I think is a better word for it. They don't really go to war. They're not a member of NATO. They don't send troops to places.
They're libs.
Yeah. But I mean, they'll happily like participate in like sanctions and stuff like that.
Why do they even have to export?
I mean, they're just like a banking country.
Oh, that is true.
People put their like drug money in Swiss banks. Pretty much. Like Switzerland is known as like the number one place where like shady people will put their money. And like government officials who are doing corruptions will put their money, like tax money, in Swiss banks accounts. That's pretty much what Switzerland does.
I guess it's easier to work to like use international banks in Europe? Because Europe is more
Wing,
interconnected.
we're talking about Switzerland, not Sweden. Sweden is a different country.
Also, why is it expensive to get a Swedish bank account?
I don't know. I don't think it's expensive here. If you're getting an international account, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I literally just want one bank for the entire world, and
Yeah.
that's it. Because like literally the only way, it's like I just want PayPal gone. I just don't want people to take money from people, and by people I mean me.
We have instant bank transfers. When we want to like send money to people, we can just put it
But
into their account directly.
try to send it to me
I
from
don't
your
think
country.
unless you have the same system, I don't think I can send money to you that way.
Actually, I mean, isn't the system Visa or MasterCard?
No,
Oh,
it's Swish. It works with a system called Bank ID, which is like it's like a way to identify yourself with a mobile app. So you can type
I
in
know
someone's
you
phone
are not.
number.
I
and
know
then
you're not talking about that, but I.
What? Sorry, you cut out. What did you say?
Did you just say Swift, like the thing that
No,
Russia was
no.
taken out of?
No, Swish.
Oh, it's like Venmo, but
Yeah. Hello?
is it the Venmo of Sweden?
Yeah, it's Venmo, but it doesn't take like a cut, and it goes directly to your bank account instead of having it like on your Venmo account. You don't have like any money on the app. It just goes directly to your bank.
Yeah, like banks have developed that here, and it's like weird because I basically have to have two apps. I have to have my bank app and the app to transfer more easily.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can literally just make the transfer. Like, I guess it's more like quote unquote difficult because I need to put more numbers of the account, right? But it's like,
Yeah. I mean, if you're transferring money to someone who has the same bank as you, then it's pretty easy. But
yeah,
like, there are a bunch of different private banks here. If I have
yeah.
Swedbank and then someone else has Handelsbanken or whatever, then instead of just like typing in account numbers or whatever, then we use Swish, which is we just type in someone's phone number and then how much money you want to send them, and then you just press send, and it's done.
Oh, but if Swish is multi-bankary.
Yeah, it works for any Swedish bank.
Oh, that's great. No, these motherfuckers literally have like each bank has its own app, and like when you want to send to other banks, you have to go with interbankary. But
Yeah. You think they're secretly a trillionaire already? Maybe. I mean, in terms of assets, probably.
I guess. It's like I don't know, cause like I wonder. Okay, Jeff Bezos is like I don't know if to say very public, but he's fairly public, right? And he kind of I don't know, and like I wonder, are there like million billionaires of that degree and never higher that we just don't know about. But I don't know. I feel like when you get to that level of success, I guess you kind of want to expose it. I don't know.
I mean, I think a big part of being that wealthy is about having like connections and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, the people knowing your name and knowing your brand and having like connections with other rich people so that you can like work together and stuff. I don't know, like in the US, I think maybe you could get away with it because I don't think it is like public information. Like if you have a shit ton of money, like I think technically you could hide that in the US. But in Sweden you couldn't because how much money you have or how much money you make is public information.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you can just look someone up and you'll see like what their like annual income is based on their like tax statements. So you can see how much in taxes someone is paying, basically.
Oh, richest person in Sweden. Sure, is your real name Stefan Persson?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds like the most generic ass name I've ever heard.
Really? Oh my god.
It's like John Smith.
Oh, I literally looked for richest person in Sweden. That's the name of the richest person in Sweden.
That makes sense.
apparently.
It's
By
like,
way of global cheap chic fashion retailer H&M.
oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Interesting.
Got that H&M money. Pretty sure he pays like 0 taxes as well.
I love that they put like fashion retailer Hans and Moritz, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And then later put H&M, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I've known at some point what it stood for, but I forgot. That's something to think about. I think IKEA, like the most fucking Swedish ass company you can imagine, like they're not even headquartered in Sweden anymore because they like pay tax in the Netherlands or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's like I say that Sweden should nationalize IKEA because it is so like important to our culture and our country's like brand. You know?
I mean,
Like IKEA and Sweden are like they go together, you know? Can't have one without the other. But now IKEA is a fucking Dutch company apparently because that's where they want to pay their taxes.
I mean, IKEA literally uses the colors of the Swedish flag, so
Yeah, exactly. They shouldn't. They should have to pay royalties for using our flag at least. You know, like they
Oh my
shouldn't be
God.
able to do that.
There are 2 billionaires in Peru. Interesting.
Huh.
I didn't even know there was one. There's 1 billionaire in Venezuela.
Is it Maduro?
Probably.
Is that Juan Guaido?
I don't think so.
Probably not. He's like a
Probably
social
his
democrat,
father.
isn't he?
Oh my god. I don't know. Given how much money the US has given him, probably. Oh, there are 4 billionaires in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, yeah, there are.
There is 1.8 billionaires per million people in the US, but in China there's 0.27. And
Wait,
it's like
say that again. There's 1.8.
there's almost 2 billionaires per million people.
Right. In China, it's
like a fifth.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So for every 5 million people, there's no. Yeah, for every 5 million people, there's one probably,
Yeah.
and like there's 10 times. There's basically there's almost 10 times more more billionaires proportionally in the US than in China. And
Yeah.
it's wild how people throw around like there are still billionaires in China, and it's like, yeah, there are billionaires in at least 100 countries.
Yeah.
Like having billionaires is not like the like gotcha that people think that it is.
Yeah. And I mean, it's also billionaires like counted from assets, right? Not
Yeah, I
s-
mean, yeah, that's
so like the CEO of Alibaba, Jack Ma, I think it still is, like owns shares in the company that he's the CEO of. That doesn't necessarily mean that he has all of that money. Just means that he could sell it and then he would have it.
yeah. I mean, not to even mention like literally when have people like used the actual quantity of money that they have? Like when haven't they used assets?
Mm.
Like because that is a way that they can like market themselves as more trustable, even though like at a certain point of money, like why do you care even, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like when you put your money in assets like that in the US and stuff, that's like the number one way to avoid paying taxes. It's like, if all your money is
Oh
in
yeah.
like Amazon shares or whatever, you like don't need to pay tax. I mean, you have to pay taxes on it, but not as if it was like an income, like a wage, So you can have a
Yeah.
lot more money while paying a lot less in taxes if you just put it into assets. Because I think you get tax breaks for doing like capital investments. Like the U.S. government will literally like make you pay less in taxes if you're investing your money.
Oh my god. Forbes. I want to lie. You know what's the sixth quote unquote country that has the most billionaires?
Uh, Nigeria, Russia.
Ooh, you were close. It's Hong Kong
Damn,
with 8 billionaires per million people. Well, almost 9.
that makes sense. Yeah, the small city states like Hong Kong, like Monaco.
Oh my god. And your number 10 is Taiwan.
Hmm. Yeah. Would you say Cuba is the most successful Marxist country? That depends very much on how you define success. In terms of like economy, they're not very successful because of the embargo. But does that mean that they're unsuccessful? It's just like they have different external circumstances.
Yeah, it's not even their fault.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how you define success. Like what makes a country successful. Yeah. I mean, the fact that
Right.
the fact that they're still going despite the embargo, you could say that that's successful.
Yeah. Oh, and you're close because Russia is actually number 5.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Hong Kong is a. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, how many people are there in Monaco?
Not that many,
Uh,
but there's a lot of rich people and a lot of
oh
like
yeah.
banks and a lot of businesses register in Monaco because they have like no taxes.
Yeah, interesting. Because it says that there are 3 billionaires in Monaco, but also that the rate is 78 per
Yeah.
million. So, are there like 4 people?
Yeah, it's just a city in like southern France that is independent for some reason.
Interesting.
I don't even know why. Something, I think it goes back to like the Middle Ages or something. Because they're a principality. They have a monarch, I think. Principality of Monaco.
Is all Monaco literally just the castle?
Yeah. It's a castle, and then there's like a room with an address where like Google and Amazon are like registered to have their headquarters or whatever. And it's just like a cleaning cupboard, but it has like an address on it, so they can say they're registered there. It's like there's like an office in like Delaware, I think. It's like super tiny, but it has like 6,000 companies registered in it, even though they only have like 4 rooms or whatever. Because it's like this like fake office space that no one actually works in, but it's like a bunch of companies are registered to there. Just so that they can like say that, oh, they're a company from Delaware, so they pay taxes in Delaware, which I guess taxes are very high.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why everyone's moving to Texas.
Mm-hmm. The Vatican. Yeah, the Vatican. I bet the Vatican has like a bunch of gold in like secret vaults. You know?
Yes. And it's like, why do they even have that?
I mean, because they make like decorations in churches out of gold.
Oh, that is true.
Like the Pope's chair is made of gold and stuff. The Pope mobile has golden rims on the wheels with diamonds. And it says
I would think
bringing hip hop
kind
back.
of defeats the purpose of the Pope mobile in the first place.
It's just to drive the Pope around, so that he doesn't have to walk, because he's usually a million years old.
Yeah.
He was shot in the 80s. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's like bulletproof glass around like the little bubble that he sits in when he waves to people. I also I know on the Wikipedia page it says that like the Pope doesn't like it when people call it the Pope mobile, but for the entire Wikipedia page they call it the Pope mobile.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the Pope wants us to call it. Like, it's the Pope mobile, you know? Like, oh, the Pope's personal transport vehicle, but like in Latin or something. Like, no, it's the Pope mobile.
But which Pope doesn't like the current one?
No, it was the last guy.
Oh, no, yeah, because the current one is like super chill.
Yeah. Although I have seen gifs of him like when people pulling on his hands and stuff. When he's like greeting people and people are like overly zealous. And also there are tons of gifs of people trying to kiss the Pope's ring, because that was like a tradition for a long time, I guess. But Pope Francis doesn't want people to do it, but people still try to do it anyway, and he gets really angry. He like pulls his hand away and like looks at them like really disappointed, like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, because like it's kind of weird, ironic, because like you're not supposed to like worship objects.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad that people aren't listening to him when he says not to do that. Just, you know, it's weird because it's like he's the Pope. Like, He's the
Literally
guy you're supposed to listen to, and then he tells you not to do something, and you're just like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, why are you Catholic if you're just gonna literally ignore a direct request from the Pope?
I mean, yeah, literally. I mean, Jesus literally told people, "Do not sin." Well, I actually don't know, but yeah. Isn't he the one guy that can stop you from going to hell?
I mean, back in the day, the Vatican used to issue these, what were they called again? Not dowries. There were these, like, pieces of paper that basically said that you had like, paid for your sins. Indulgences, that's it. You had paid for your sins by giving donations to the church. So, like, because you had given money to the church, that proved that you were, like, a pious person. And so your sins were forgiven, and so you could go to heaven. And that was one of the things that Martin Luther was really upset about when he accidentally started the Protestant Reformation. Martin Luther didn't actually want to start a new church. He just wanted the Catholic Church to reform. But he accidentally split the whole Christian religion into Protestants and Catholics.
How do you even do that accidentally?
I mean, his whole thing was just like, these are the things that the Catholic Church needs to change. Like he just wanted the Catholic Church to like stop being so conservative and exploiting people, and the Catholic Church basically said no. And then a bunch of people who weren't Martin Luther, but who were inspired by him, just decided that, like, well, the Catholic Church is not doing Christianity correctly. Like, the Catholic Church has just like become this whole other institution. It's not about the God or the Bible anymore. It's just about money for them. So we're gonna create the real Christian church that's gonna really follow the Bible and is really gonna be about Christianity. And then like 500 other people had that exact same idea, and that's how you get all the different branches of Protestantism. Because they all disagreed with each other about the details.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I will correct myself. There are actually not more than 100 countries with billionaires. There are only 75.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I am gonna raid out. So I'm getting tired.
Wow. Are you not going for 24 hours? Sure.
Yeah, I know. Should do that, like a charity stream or something.
Yeah. You should do a 24-hour charity stream for Global South homeless people.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Let's see. Bagel Bites is live.
Ooh. Nice. Let's go.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I have to take the trash out and drink some Easter soda. Thank you, Sebs, for joining me.
During Christmas. Oh, thank you for having me in your show.
You're welcome. My very prestigious talk show. Next week we'll have Elon Musk on. He'll do a comedy sketch. It'll be really funny. Please tune in. See you next time.
I'll cancel your show.